It's stuff that's. I mean, everything we discussed the other day was from the chat room, and I appreciate you guys submitting, but none of it lives up to the stuff we've done in the past.
What about a cage dive with sharks?
I'm going to pass on that one.
I don't swim, so that's
you're in a cage.
I know. So I just hold onto the cage and come up and down
underwater content. We've never had underwater content.
I would not have my fingers outside the cage.
That's true. There's going to be some difficulties in the logistics there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you guys want to throw out what we were
Chad is saying Uber.
The Uber thing's just a long-running joke. So here's the...
is it, or did you tap out on a bracket?
No, I paid off on the punishment, Tyler.
It took him a couple years.
Yeah, I paid off the punishment to get out of it.
What did you end up doing?
Remember, he ran. I had to do a 10-minute sub-mile.
Around the Jocks building.
Yeah.
That wasn't a mile.
Well, that 100% it was. It was measured, Jim. You don't trust measurements?
I think Uber's better content.
Yeah.
Oh, Uber would have been great.
Yeah.
Well, that was before we had video. That was the problem.
Okay.
We were on radio.
I'm willing to go back to the Uber if you guys are.
What was it? Loser has to do 5 Ubers? How tough is it to get approved as an Uber driver?
Apparently, some of the ones
you can do it in a day.
All right, but,
I've ridden in. It ain't difficult.
Let's talk these out, though.
Okay.
Again, part of it is we've got to be able to get the video content. Does there have to be a waiver sign, like when somebody books an Uber, like for us to publish the video content? I see it sometimes on YouTube, but it's only or on TikTok. It's only when the Uber rider is awful.
We could blur their face or get them to sign a release.
Yeah.
And then,
we
just
could
keep going until you get enough footage.
We could have our attorneys come up with a release that would be simple. Like, I'm not worried about getting released from Uber as a driver.
Oh, no, we're going to get
I
released.
think
I'm only
that's
going to
the
do it 5
goal.
times. Yeah.
But as far as whoever jumped in, you would, and I think that would probably be a 50-50 split on people that would allow their content.
Yeah. So one of the back room is riding with us as we do these Ubers. You probably do 5 in a night easily, right?
Oh, yeah. You just go to Lakeview and hang out.
Yeah. We're going to need more than that just to actually get good content out of it.
Well, I ain't going to do more than 5. 5's all I got to do.
I think it almost should have to be 10.
Where did 5 come
10
into
over
play?
a week.
That was the agreement.
I think 10 over a week would be good.
Yeah, that's
Is that fair? Because I think you can mix in. You guys could cut up the 10 that we get legitimate content from.
And I think for extra fun, we should make you the worst Uber driver.
Well, see there.
There's
a
little bit of the liquid fart spray, something like that.
The chat has strong comments about this. Nobody's got stronger comments about the punishments in the back room. I've always noticed that the ones that don't have to pay them off, they've always got
what are the ones that stare at the content frame by frame. We want it to
make
be good.
it tougher or worse.
No, but
I
think Uber is better than the one that we came up with on Friday.
I agree.
Yeah.
Let's just keep this discussion going. And we'll skip trash today, or do we have a lot of great trash stories?
We can bring it back tomorrow.
Okay.
It's not dated.
Okay, tell me about our friends at Hoover Toyota, and then we'll keep this conversation going.
If I'm an Uber driver, you're going to be getting in a Land Cruiser. That's my Uber vehicle of
what
choice.
What if that first person?
See,
I could be an XL. Can I be an XL?
Yeah, you could be an Uber X or an Uber XL with that.
See, I think it needs to be. Also, it needs to be, I think, 11 to 1 a.m. It can't be middle of the day, late afternoon.
No, it's going to have to be.
I want the best content.
It needs to be down at Lakeview.
I'm night owling it for sure. But look, Hoover Toyota, new Toyota used car dealer serving Birmingham, Alabaster, Vestavia, new used car financing, auto service, genuine Toyota parts. They've been perfecting the art of customer service for over 20 years. Get in, see Scott, Harold, Kim, fantastic people. My daughter got her car back in 2020.
Next Round hoodies and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
So the NCAA tournament, or the play-in portion, however you look at it, has tipped. It was a pretty fun night, actually. Those are generally boring games, but there is one trend from that game. We're going to talk a lot of NCAA tournament trends on the show today. There's one trend from that game that weirdly exists in the NCAA tournament. And I think a lot of people know why it exists, but there's never been anything done about it. That is super mysterious. I'll explain it. He's Lance Taylor. I'm Ryan Brown. Tyler, Scott, Brooks are all here. Dunaway, Jimmy Alfredo is on his way to Las Vegas right now.
Yeah, hey, be looking out. If any planes crash, let us know.
I know he was super optimistic about his plane yesterday.
Hey, I'm not exaggerating. One of our listeners reached out in a little group text, and it was me and Dunaway and this guy. And Dunaway sent back at the end, the guy was like, safe travels. And he sent something back like, I hope I make it back. If I didn't, and this is one of our listeners, I hope I entertained you over the years or something.
I mean, why was he doing that yesterday? Other than just
I don't
Jim.
like when he does that because he's got a weird way of making just the craziest stuff happen. He speaks tragedy
speaks it
into
into
existence.
You have no idea.
I've heard about some of the
We're
off-air ones.
all pulling for the plane to land. We'll give you an update on that. In fact, I think he took off around 5, so if it was on time, we're in the window.
We would know by now.
Yeah, we're in the window now, so we'll let you know on that. We appreciate you joining us. We got a lot to get to today. Dalen Cuff is going to talk some NCAA tournament with us. He's part of the studio crew with Turner. And also on Yahoo, you watched the games on Turner last night if you were watching the play-in games. The first one, like the 16 seeds, they're just lambs being led to a slaughter. The 16 seeds, when I say that I don't consider this the tournament, it's because of the 16 seeds. The 11 seeds, I don't care about. They had their chance to earn their way in the tournament. They snuck in, right? It's the 16 seeds that I feel kind of get jobbed here, because I don't feel like they get the full tournament experience.
I agree. Now, the only thing good for a team like Howard, and by the way, if you're a subscriber at lanceslock.com, new NCAA package out and available, $150 gets you every play. 1-0 in the NCAA tournament. We had the Howard Bison, had to sweat it out a little bit because UMBC Retrievers make that late run. But for Howard, it's awesome because you actually technically won a game. But for UMBC, you don't get to play the big boy.
Yeah, and that's what
you don't get to sleep in the hotel rooms. You don't get to be a part of everything.
You go play a game in Dayton. You don't get the experience of the NCAA tournament where winner of that game got who? Is that Michigan? Yeah. You're not in an NCAA tournament where I'm on the practice floor and when I'm coming off, Michigan's coming on. You know,
and you can't tell your kids you played against Michigan.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I hate it for the 16 seeds. It's where we've gotten because there's so many teams now. I hate it for them.
Now, I think if you are Howard, though, you would agree it's a better experience. Now you get to play Michigan, but you already won a game.
That's right. Yeah. Now, and that's the other thing is like, well, Howard, they're 1-0 all time in the NCAA or whatever it is. You're like, wait, how did Howard get a win in the NCAA tournament? And then you realize, it's because they were in the play-in game.
Yeah, very technicality when it comes to Howard's win.
Yeah, but the 11 seeds, to me, Dayton is the proper punishment for them. You should have had a better year if you were Texas. You should have had a better year. It's hard to say you should have had a better year if you're Miami of Ohio, but I guess you should have won your conference tournament if you're them. You know, if you're NC State, you should have had a better year. I'm fine with the 11s.
Yeah, Texas. There. I mean, looking at Texas, and we've got this Calcutta, and I drafted the Texas NC State / winner late.
Right.
And just looking at Texas, they didn't have any quality wins out of conference. I mean, none. And I don't understand how they've been so average this year, but probably didn't even deserve to get in the tournament, but got there.
Yeah, they got there, and now they've made the most of it. Boy, I know you stayed up and watched it. Their execution late.
Awful.
Disaster. Have they never seen a press before?
I don't know, but even Mac's shot at the end was degree of difficulty, one of the most difficult shots. You're shooting right inside of the perimeter, about a 20-footer with a guy in your face. And, fortunately, NC State missed the front end of the two shots, so it was just a tie game.
That was a big moment, right?
Yeah, I just wonder how different the mentality is for Texas if they go ahead there. And that was almost a complete meltdown because they're up 8. They gave up 9 points in the final minute.
And as soon as NC State went to the trap, I mean, Texas, it's like one guy dribbles it off his knee. They kept inbounding it into the corner, which is exactly what they want you to do.
And love me some Charles Barkley, but I don't understand why he was saying they don't need to press here. Like, then that's all I would do is press them.
I know. Texas,
they couldn't handle it.
They couldn't handle it to save their life. So that was a fun start. We'll talk more about it. Again, we got some bracket trends.
No chance we get 2 games like that tonight. Zero chance.
You don't think I got to see who the 16 seeds are. It's Lehigh playing Prairie View, right? Yeah. Lehigh playing Prairie View.
They don't even know about that, but
SMU Miami of Ohio. You don't think that's got a shot?
No, I think it's very intriguing, and I think it's going to be one of those games that people will tune in because there has been so much buzz with Miami of Ohio, whether or not they deserve to get in after a 31-0 regular season. You're playing an SMU team that is very, very average. I mean, SMU out of conference, 11-2, but they were 9-11 in an okay ACC this year.
Yeah, they snuck in. I mean, they were right there with Auburn and all the other teams that were, campaigning to get in.
Miami of Ohio might have their hands full with SMU. Well, yeah, I think they do.
They probably do.
On the other side, I wonder if people are pulling against or for Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that. We'll get to that. Now, if you're watching us, you see at the left of your screen the details about the Kalshi $1 billion bracket, and we're going to have that up all day. Code TNR when you register there at Kalshi. It is absolutely free. $1 billion if you get a 100% accurate bracket. You get every game right, $1 billion. But that's not just like, oh, well, nobody's going to give $1 billion. Listen, they're going to give $1 million to the best bracket. If there's a tie, they'll split it up among those tied, and they're also going to donate $1 million to charity. So Kalshi is giving it away right now. Code TNR when you go to Kalshi.com or use the Kalshi app and get in that bracket contest.
Had this conversation at dinner last night. It's one thing for people to offer $1 million for the perfect bracket. They're offering $1 billion back to the 2014 Warren Buffett's bracket challenge. Put on top of that, saying the best bracket, $1 million. That's pretty incredible. This is how old I've gotten. Both of my kids are legally able to register at Kalshi.
They're both 18.
Both Jack and Layton went on and filled out their brackets yesterday. Hey, look, only 1 entry per person. It's free to enter. You don't need to trade on Kalshi to participate. Create the bracket on Kalshi's app or website. Very important. Download Kalshi. Had somebody reach out this morning. What is that code? The code is TNR.
Could not be any simpler. TNR, and you've got a shot at $1 billion, or maybe $1 million, and a charity gets $1 million as well. So go have fun with that at Kalshi. We've also got something coming up that'll help you win even more. So we'll tell you about that as the show goes on today, as it pertains to the NCAA tournament, and you can play along every single day of the NCAA tournament and try to win from us as well. So we're giving you plenty of ways to win with the tournament. Coming up later on, you were asked yesterday how many teams could win the NCAA tournament. I don't know the number you came up with. Did you say 8? Is that the number you came up with?
No, Dunaway, I think, said 8. Like he said, I wouldn't go anywhere outside of the 2s. And I said, I think there's a few teams. Again, St. John's is a team I like a lot in this bracket. Well, let me pull that back. I like a lot in this field. I don't like their draw, though. You talked about the blue blood region.
The blue blood region's tough.
I mean, if St. John's is able to get by a scrappy Northern Iowa, then they probably have Kansas. They're able to get by Kansas. They got Duke. If they get by Duke, they probably got UConn. If they're able to get by UConn, they've got Houston or Florida. I mean, it is one of the most brutal roads you would ever have to making a championship run. But I think with 28 regular season wins and multiple wins over UConn and some really, really good out-of-conference performances, even in losses, I think St. John's is a tricky, tricky out. So yeah. I think there are 5 that actually, and we've seen a 5 win it before.
We have. We've never seen anything less than an 8. Villanova still remains the worst seeded team ever to win it at 8. So, I mean, you can eliminate half the bracket. Half the bracket has never won it. And
well,
I think
I
think we've got a pretty good enough data set to say that's never going to happen.
Well, I think anybody outside of, and look, that's just my opinion. I mean, do you think when you look at the other 5s, I think Wisconsin is tricky. They can't win the whole thing.
No.
Texas Tech without Toppin? No. Vanderbilt, no.
No. I can, I'll do later on. I've got the National Championship Eliminator. There are 4 criteria that every national champion since the expanded bracket, well, there's a couple of
less than 8 qualify.
It is exactly 8. I'll give you the 8 that qualified by all these metrics. And I'll show you the metrics a little bit later on, and we'll eliminate some national champions, or possibly eliminate some national champions.
By the way, have you locked yours in?
I have. I've got mine right here. I've not changed anything.
Let me get mine. I'll print it. Maybe we can get into it next segment.
That's fine.
Do we have Dunaway's?
No, know I could find his on. Well, I don't know if I can look at his on Kalshi yet. It's not open yet. That's where we put ours officially is on Kalshi, but he'll send it to me. I can text him if the plane's on the ground. I'll get him to send me his bracket, and we'll look at it. I felt like I had some bold in mine. Like I didn't go super chalky across the board. So I felt like I got a little boldness in mine.
I don't have any boldness really.
Really? So you went heavy chalk.
I went heavy chalk.
You feel like it's going to be a chalky year, huh?
Yep.
Why,
I mean, I think we've got. I think we've got 2 number 1s playing each other for the national championship.
Well, I did end up with 2 1s playing one another, but I'm just saying I wasn't like.
But I think this will
chalky
be
across the board.
First time ever, maybe, that we've had, after having all 1s in, more than 2 1s in back-to-back. So, like, I guess what I'm trying to say, if there were 3 1s in this Final Four, I think we would make history. With 7 1s in 2 years.
7 1s in 2 years.
Yeah.
7 of the 8 basically in 2 years.
And let me see if I've got 7 1s. Or no, if I've got 3.
If you do, that's news. Well, I told you my Final Four is 2 1s.
I got 3 1s and a 2.
2 1s, a 3, and a 2.
Okay. So I got 3 1s and a 2. Before there was 2.1 pounds of weed, found in Aden Holloway's house, I thought that Alabama really had a shot at Indianapolis.
Turns out that's a critical number for Aden Holloway, 2.1 pounds. Either the luckiest man alive or interesting measurements. One of those two. I don't know which one it is. He's either the luckiest man alive or the scales were in his favor yesterday.
That tax stamp charge still doesn't sit right with me.
Tyler, there's so many weird things about this story.
Because tax stamps are typically done by the ATF.
No, they are. They're on the bottom of cigarettes. That's the same thing that's on the bottom of a cigarette pack as a tax stamp. They have to have those. And
well, he wasn't caught with booze or cigarettes.
No, I was told by an attorney, like, this is one of those things that has been selectively enforced over the years. But technically, if you're holding a quantity of marijuana, you're supposed to buy a tax stamp for it. Now, who's going to roll into some organization and say, hey, I need my tax stamp for my weed?
Well, I guess
so. I guess they know that, right?
I would think you wouldn't be able to purchase a tax stamp in this state.
That's the
really
thing.
have no idea.
I think it would be more prevalent in states that weed is legalized.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the street value of the weed really goes down.
So,
Not that it's really heavy here. I mean, we talked about, what is that, 2 pounds worth? 5-6 grand.
Yeah, even if it's 10 grand. I mean, still. So in theory, the tax stamp would come from the state from which you purchased it, is what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying
you're no attorney or no tax collector.
I don't know if tax stamps, like how prevalent that is in the weed industry.
I doubt very.
But they are extremely prevalent in firearms.
Yeah.
Not accusing anyone of anything, but I do wonder if they found something else next to the 2 pounds of weed.
I'm going to go ahead and say the tax stamp is a little tack on here, and that's going to be the least of the issues.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I will guarantee that we're never going to get the full details on this.
Probably no. Again, I was told now, look, the story continues to grow day by day, but I was told that Tuscaloosa has a very aggressive diversion program because it is a college town. So you never know if he's able to enter that and, get some of this behind him. I don't know about Aden Holloway. I'm pretty confident you won't see him against either Hofstra or Akron / Texas Tech.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Against Michigan, maybe.
I do think, when I said it yesterday, though, it was a pound of weed, and then it went up to 2.1 pounds.
2.1. Because if it went any higher than that, you'd start to have some issues.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know where I am today on that. So do you lean he plays if they're able to get out of the first weekend?
I lean he plays.
I do too,
Yeah.
I guess.
I lean he plays. I mean, Nate he's played guys through a lot of things. And, if he's in some sort of diversion program, there's been an agreement to get it behind him. If the school – now, the first step is the school's got to readmit him. He's got to be allowed back on campus. Even though none of this is on campus, he can't play if he's kicked off campus. There's no way you can do that. So that's going to be, one of the first steps there. But I think again, it doesn't change my opinion of Alabama. I've got them losing to Michigan whether he plays or not.
Did you guys happen to see in the court documents where there was also prescription medicine found that was undocumented?
I did, yeah. But there again, the charges were what the charges were, so I don't know how that impacts that.
And I don't know how much of the prescription medicine did you see, Brooks? Was there any report on that?
Well, I'm not exactly sure what this is. Promethazine, which in the comments on our Twitter page, apparently someone said that's just nausea medication, and someone said that's also used in the drink called lean. So,
people get nauseous.
Yeah. Well, what I was going to say, I don't know if you guys have ever been handed a prescription pill. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm flying. I don't want to fly. Well, hey, I've got a Xanax you can borrow.
Do you do that?
Oh, I've done it.
Well, I mean, it would depend on how well you know the person. Like,
it's not like
if it's some
somebody
rando,
overhears me. There's some dude from Iowa, and we're both on standby, and he's like, "Man, I got you."
Yeah, but if somebody you've known a while, you would trust.
Yeah,
it, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, but technically, if I got caught with that prescription, I mean, that's a what is it? A narcotic? What's the
class?
word?
Whatever.
Controlled
class,
substance.
Yeah, controlled substance.
Yeah, that's still a little different than prescription cough syrup.
Well, it is.
So,
it is just,
it depends on.
But
what
a lot
else
of times, like I used a name of a pill on the show the other day, and somebody in the chat was like, "Hey, that's really just juiced up ibuprofen. It's not even really that big a deal." But when you say the name, it sounds. I can't even remember the pill we were talking about.
You know what I can't believe?
But it sounds crazy when you say the name.
No, when we talk about a couple of the most outlandish drugs out there, fentanyl and ketamine, when you're watching The Pit, how often they use those.
Oh, yeah, they use the heck out of those.
Yeah, and like when Jack...
they do not mind.
I thought he snapped his leg in half last May. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. It still makes me crazy.
He dislocated the kneecap. Tyler, I don't remember. I walk upstairs, it's on the side of his leg.
Oh.
But when the EMTs came in, they had to give him fentanyl. And I was just like, damn, y'all give fentanyl? I did not realize that.
Yeah, they give it in nanograms.
Yeah, we control it, sir.
Yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing.
Right.
But, I mean, that damn fentanyl, boy, I guess when it hits, it hits.
Jack was in a different world then, wasn't he? Hey, the Talladega Super Speedway is back in action. Before you know it, we get through the basketball tournament, and you're right back there in Talladega week. All right, April 25th. Through April 27th, Friday through Sunday, the 2026 Jack Links 500 weekend. You can buy tickets to the Jack Links 500 by going to TalladegaSuperspeedway.com or calling 877-GO-TO-DEGA. What you really want to do is enhance your race weekend by adding passes to the Talladega Garage Experience. Not too late to enhance your race weekend experience, the best garage experience in all of NASCAR. It's the Jack Links 500. The weekend races will start with a doubleheader on Saturday, and then the big race on Sunday, 2 o'clock Central Time. Tickets start at just $74. You can get them now by going to 877-GO-TO-DEGA or at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. And who's been dominating on those speedways in NASCAR? It's our boys at Toyota. They've been tearing it up.
Absolutely. Toyota killing it on the track, but you can get out there, get one of those reliable, safe, a great car, SUV truck that's going to hold its value. I'm speaking from experience. Daughter's in a Toyota. I'm in a Toyota. Ex-wife's in a Toyota. Their inventory at Hoover Toyota offers a fantastic selection. Their on-site finance department provides affordable financing options. Even after the keys to your new vehicle are in your hands, they are there to serve you with the service and parts department committed to keeping your vehicle running smoothly. When you shop with Hoover Toyota, they want to keep you as a customer for life. That's why they offer the Red Carpet Program and give you ways to let your friends and family experience an amazing shopping experience with their referral program. To view their inventory and great pricing, go to hoovertoyota.com or stop in Highway 150. Go see Scott, Harold, Kim, all the fine folks. Tell them the next round sent you.
Did you have the volume up on the game last night?
I did. Well, I had on the second game, on Texas and NC State.
Yeah, I barely paid attention in the first game. What do you think of Charles and Dickie V together?
Dickie's voice is just so freaking spiked at this point in his life.
It's just been fried with chemo and radiation, unfortunately.
I mean, it's cool, though, the legends. I think there's a lot of people out there, maybe a Tyler, if he's watching a basketball game with Dick Vitale, they don't understand. My girlfriend last night was like, his name's Dick Vitale. And I'm like, you've never heard of Dick Vitale.
Never heard of Dick Vitale. She had not heard of Dick Vitale?
She had never heard of Dick Vitale. So I think there are people out there that maybe know of him, but they know of him as a shell of himself, and they don't realize the impact he had on college basketball in the 80s and 90s. But to see him paired up with a legend like Chuck, I mean, it's kind of cool. And when they were signing off, he's like, I want to do a bunch more of these with you, Chuck. And you just wonder if you ever see that again.
Yeah,
I mean, how old is Dickie V now? Like 88?
Yeah, I mean, he's old, and this is taking a toll on him, obviously.
Yeah.
And I applaud everything he's done for cancer research. I think they said in the game last night, $110 million or maybe more than that.
Pretty incredible.
They've raised through the Jimmy V Foundation, and that's been a heroic effort on his part. Last night, it ended up being a talk show. Like, if I was a Texas fan or an NC State fan, I would have been super frustrated. Like, they spent the second half basically doing what we do on every day-by-day basis. They were breaking down the brackets during the game.
I couldn't help but think of us at Boutwell and us in Huntsville. I really thought about that.
Completely, yeah.
Did they bring on anyone from the Chamber of Commerce?
They did not. No, they did not have the quad box, fortunately for them.
Chuck thanked every network when they were signing up.
He did, and Chuck gave a lot of shout-outs. The late Craig Sager, Sonny Smith. Chuck was a shout-out machine last night. I enjoyed it, but it was a lot of talk show. One reason it was the game sucked early, and this is one of the trends, the trend I opened the show talking about. It is, and it's happened again this year. I've already seen it on social media. The NCAA basketballs, the basketball they use in the NCAA. So for those that do not know, and you probably do, but for those that may not know, each school has an agreement with an Adidas or a Nike or someone like that, and they use their basketball.
Yep.
The NCAA tournament uses, I believe it's the Nike basketball, if I am not mistaken. And they control them. Not the school, the NCAA tournament does. And every year, and I saw this on social media, teams laughing at it yesterday, the balls are overinflated. They're more inflated than the normal basketball the teams use every year. It's almost become a running joke at this point. Like, I saw one of the teams yesterday on the court, and they bounced it, and the height it bounced to would blow you away. Like, they've got overinflated basketballs. And it's why, and this is a gambling trend, but I'm not even talking about the gambling part of it. I'm just talking about your enjoyment of a game. A lot of people talk about the first round, first half unders are tremendous plays in the NCAA tournament because, by and large, NCAA tournament first halves score lower than any other time in the season
Getting
because
used to
of
the
this.
basketball.
Well, they're getting used to the basketball. And, on top of that, a lot of them are, unique shooting venues. You're playing in places you haven't played in before, and that doesn't help. But the basketball is overinflated, and you saw it last night, man. The first half of Texas and NC State was a tough watch. It was not a great game in the first half.
Look, everybody's played basketball at some point in their life. Everybody's played with an overinflated basketball. This is going to sound ridiculous. When we have our pool golf, I've got to make sure the ball is not overinflated.
That's right. So you're basically the NFL?
Well, I mean, just because it's almost impossible. Like, you have no give at all. And it's just – I don't know what the answer is, though. I mean, do you think the answer is to let them play with their ball? Mark that.
Dang, I talked too quick for it to be a trash open, I think. I was about to say I was in on top of Lance too quickly, but then that actually would have made it the trash open.
What did Steve Martin say to John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? You handle more balls than Larry Bird. You play with your balls a lot. I do not. You handle more balls than Larry Bird.
Yeah. So the official ball for this tournament is the Wilson Evo NXT.
Right. It is the Wilson. I don't know. I said the Nike. I don't know why I said that. Actually, I do know why I said that, because I was reading that Antoine Petway got Alabama to send some Nike balls. He got NATO to send some Nike balls because that's what they were playing with in the CUSA tournament. And I think they're in Adidas school. Kennesaw is, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it is the Wilson ball.
Is Spalding's only relevance right now a basketball?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know what else they make. They used to make golf clubs and stuff like that.
They used to make
basketball
shoes,
goals.
maybe basketball goals. Yeah, Spalding does that.
Do you guys remember a shoe, a Via, A-V-I-A?
Yeah, I remember those.
See, I don't remember that, but I'm watching a documentary on Netflix about the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez.
And he wore Avias?
That's how they got him.
I thought it was Avia.
Avia, maybe.
Maybe it's Avia. I don't know.
Maybe.
I had a pair of K-Swiss. Do you ever have K-Swiss?
I did not have any K-Swiss.
I'll tell you another one I had was British Knights. You ever have any BKs?
I never had any British Knights.
Was that just a Calhoun County thing?
Maybe so. No, I mean, I know people that had, or knew people that had British Knights.
I had British Knights. I had K-Swiss.
I had some Tree Torns back in the day. Did you ever have Tree Torns? Lecoq Sportif?
No, I did not have any Lecoq Sportif. That sounds very rich. Like, I'm not
No,
these are
the
not
company was named what?
British Knights. Oh, no, Lecoq Sportif.
I think that's probably the wrong pronunciation. Yeah, but
no, I think that's right. I think that's right. It's like a French or a European company had a rooster. Yeah, British Knights. I did not have that.
Not spelled with the traditional cock, by the way.
No, yeah, it's not C-O-C-K. I did not have that specific BK. I would not remember the one I had, even
Dude,
if you
you
found
need to
it.
pull those back.
What, the
Order
British
a pair.
Knight?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a bold shoe.
Go retro.
There was a we used to do my clothes shop.
This would have been a good I'll let you get to your point in a second. Sorry to step on you, but this would have been a really good bracket challenge is we get to pick somebody's pair of shoes they've got to wear for a month straight. I mean, you wearing BKs to church
I know.
and doing events.
They'd be like, what happened to Brown? I had a we used to do if we bought my school clothes or whatever in Anniston, we did it at a place called Kitchens.
How much fun was school shopping, by the way?
I did kind of enjoy it. You got all new clothes and shoes.
And guys can act like they don't like to shop.
Yeah,
Back
but
to school shopping.
Yeah, I didn't hate
was
it. Now,
a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what I hated was Boaz had the outlets, and a lot of times we had to go to Boaz to do it. I don't know if you ever got dragged
I
into
went to Boaz one time.
Yeah, I hated that. For those listening outside the state of Alabama, there was a place called Boaz, Alabama, up on Sand Mountain, and for some reason they had like 1 billion outlet stores. They've all gone out of business since. I don't even know what it is now. But when I was a kid, you thought you got the best deals there. So my mom and dad would drag us up to Boaz, and we'd get our blue jeans for the year. We'd get our shoes for the year. But if I got them in Anniston, I got them in a place called Kitchens, was the name of the place, Kitchens. And it was like a department store that had good brands, but they must have been like overrun or whatever because they were at a deep discount.
Oh, like a Steinmart or a TJ Maxx
or
kind
Goodies.
of deal.
You remember Goodies? Yeah, it was something like that. And they would have British Knights, and those were big shoes back then. But one time I got in there and I found a marked down pair. My mom, probably against her better judgment, let me get them for school. So I had a pair of BKs. So I was cool that one time, the old pair of BKs. So it's amazing that's what made you cool right there, but it did.
Yeah, this is a
you like them,
this
Tyler?
is a look.
I mean, it's a bold look. Yeah, they were bold shoes.
I never would have realized as a kid, I normally had the one pair of shoes that you would wear until you outgrew them. And you might have 3 pairs of shoes. You might have a pair of cleats, you might have a pair of tennis shoes, and you might have a pair of dress shoes, church, different events.
Yeah.
I always thought that was normal, and maybe that's normal still in some circles, but I never would have realized the amount of shoes I would have bought as an adult. And I bet you're in the same boat.
Yeah, I used to just have one pair of Nike running shoes or Air Maxes or whatever, and I'd just wear them until they were nasty, and then I'd get new ones. Now I think I'm down to 10 pairs in my closet.
Wow.
And
damn, 10's
a
pretty
lot.
good.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I've got all the original colors of the Jordan 1s, and then I've got some orange Jordan 1s, got some Jordan 4s, some Vans, a couple pairs of Dunks.
Okay. A lot of
That's
Nike
a problem.
there. A lot of sweatshop kids made your
Yeah,
That's true.
your shoes.
Our guy, Alexander Shinara, Trial Attorneys. The Shinara Showdown is coming back. We will unveil the details very, very soon on how you can play every single day of the NCAA tournament at our website, nextroundlive.com, and earn some great prizes from our buddy Alexander Shinara. This is the best way to do it because you're never out of it. You live every single round with our guy Alexander Shinara. Shinara.com, Shinara.com. That is where you go when you are in need of any sort of legal assistance. Alexander Shinara, Trial Attorneys. He is a guy that is Birmingham born, Birmingham bred, and he wanted to take care of his city of Birmingham in everything he did. That's why he built his practice right here in Birmingham. And now, 25 years later, it's up to more than 150 attorneys, more than 500 dedicated team members, and they've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. That's billion with a B, $2 billion for their clients with Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shinara.com. Shinara.com.
You know where we'll be in 12 hours?
OTs.
Yeah, less than 12 hours, but we'll still be there in 12 hours. 8 o'clock, a little after, we will be at Odie's, the original location in Crestline, for Odie's Team Trivia. We do it every Wednesday night. Come out early, enjoy the play-in games right there at Odie's, enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis. Been doing it about 4 decades now. The award-winning wings, fantastic sandwiches like the Diablo sandwich, the great burgers, ice-cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Get in, see Will Haver and the great staff. Join us tonight, 2 locations. The original in Crestline, where we will be tonight, the newest location right there in Edgewood and Homewood. Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
Dalen Cuff, Turner Sports Talks Tournament with us at the top of the next hour, start of the second hour if you're listening to us on replay. I will give you some trends from historic NCAA tournaments that you might want to consider before you put that final touch on your brackets today. That is next on the next round.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect southern night. Nextround.store. The memories are waiting.
Birmingham's fastest party returns to Barber Motorsports Park March 27th through 29th. Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst Experience. 3 days of high-speed action featuring the fastest drivers in the world from the IndyCar Series. Enjoy the Kids Zone, food trucks, beer garden, fan zone, and more. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
If you've been with us back to our radio days, you might remember it was Alabama playing Ohio State in the first ever college football playoffs. That was 2014. And that game was on New Year's Day of 2014.
Oh, I remember everything about that trip so well. From us being at the Saint Hotel for New Year's Eve to us doing a show at the Rusty Nail.
And that's what I was going to bring up. If you remember us talking about the Rusty Nail, We did a series of shows. If you don't know what the Rusty Nail is, the Rusty Nail is a bar that's owned by a guy from Alabama. That was our connection there. And I think he went to Alabama.
Well, Derek Purdy, one of our buddies that owns the Innisfree, one of the co-owners of the Innisfree Irish Pub, they did – back in the day, they would do some collaborations, like if LSU was coming to Tuscaloosa, then vice versa, and so he kind of hooked us up with that.
So we did our show from the Rusty Nail, and we did it on the 30th, the 31st, which was New Year's Eve. Obviously, the Bama game was the next day. We didn't do a show on New Year's Day, and they were like, "Hey, we are going to blow it out New Year's Eve. We're going to blow it out for the Bama game on New Year's Day." When y'all are back here on January 2nd doing your show, there's probably going to be people left over from the night before. I mean, it's still going to be a great atmosphere. We want you here on January 2nd doing your show after the Bama game. We show up January 2nd, place is locked and empty, and there's one guy in there. And
sweeping the floors.
He lets us in. We do our show from an empty bar, and it was one of the saddest scenes I've ever seen because everybody was just so freaking exhausted.
Oh, and I think it would have been different if Cardale Jones and Ohio State, they don't pull off that upset.
Maybe.
But I'll never forget, you were driving. It was just me and you, I think, in your car. And I remember, I'll never forget, on the shoulder, about 45 minutes outside after we had
almost to Mississippi,
crossed Lake Pontchartrain.
Yeah.
There's a car full of girls, and this BMW pulled over. One of them's just on her hands and knees in the weeds, just puking.
Everywhere. I mean, just everywhere. That was a rough trip. But I will never forget that January 2nd in the Rusty Nail, how there was one guy in there, and occasionally the workers would show up, and they were just exhausted because they had had 2 straight days of parties. This was supposed to be a party, but Ohio State had ruined it, and we're doing a show from an empty bar that is just so depressed. I wonder if that's the way Innisfree feels today. I mean, come on, man. Party Saturday, party Sunday. They hosted out Monday, all day yesterday on St. Patrick's Day. They got to be exhausted at Innisfree.
They probably are, but, the Innisfree Irish Pub, they'll bounce back and they'll get it going and they'll get ready for March Madness. And we were talking about this, like how many times you've been down there on St. Patrick's Day. I was just thinking about around March Madness. Either location, the one in Lakeview, the original in Tuscaloosa, get in, see our friends, live music all the time. Just a great place to be, great place to watch. All of the March Madness hoops right there at the Innisfree Irish Pub.
And our countdown to kickoff, day 164 until kick. We kick it in 164 days. That is our Innisfree Irish Pub countdown to kickoff of the college football season. I know many of you are like, well, you haven't even tipped off the real NCAA tournament yet. How are we already kicking off football? You know how we live. 164 days until kickoff. Auburn opened spring yesterday. We'll hear momentarily from Alex Golish and his thoughts. I mean, normally the first day of spring probably is a bit of a fire drill anyway. The first day of spring under a new coaching staff is probably an incredible fire drill.
Oh, look, yeah. I mean, we've always heard about the pace with Heupel and Golish.
That's right.
So I think this is something that a lot of the players that have been retained that aren't necessarily used to what they're about to see, it's going to be a little bit of a transition there. I don't know what the biggest storyline outside of it being Alex Golish's first camp, what the big storyline really is. You know what you got at quarterback.
You do, and I doubt it's not like he's fighting for the starting job. I mean, you get to see, as Scott shows you, some video of him, the entire team, but you saw some video of Byron Brown specifically, and I mean, that's what you're excited to see him, I think, Lance, but I don't even, like, in a spring game, I don't even know how much you're going to see out of Byron Brown. Alex Golish knows what he's got in Byron Brown, right?
Yeah, I will predict this will be kind of the consistent theme coming out when you hear different writers and media guys covering what's going on right now with Auburn spring camp. More energy, a ton of energy.
Yeah, to your point, like, this is what the Heupel tree is known for, is space. And is pace, I should say, and you wonder if you would have a note if you watched a Hugh Freeze practice and an Alex Golish practice, if you would notice a difference.
Well, we heard from Heupel, or at least people inside of Heupel's camp, that anytime they're practicing, you make a catch as a receiver, you take the ball back to midfield, you give it to an official.
That's right.
There is no downtime with the ball just being flipped out.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about efficiency. It's about speed. It's about running that next play and keeping that tempo.
That's what those tempo coaches always preach. Hand it to the official.
Yeah.
They're old guys. They're tired. They can't catch. Hand it to the official. Don't try to toss it to him.
So I think this probably will be one of the early lessons in Golish's first camp.
Always hand the ball to the official?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Auburn starts spring yesterday. You always are looking at quarterback, and I think Auburn fans are excited to see Byron Brown. I don't know what you're going to see out of Byron Brown. You also hit a bit of a reset at wide receiver, and that is going to determine what you see out of Byron Brown is what kind of receivers he throws to. Cam Coleman is gone. That receiving room is gone. There has been a bit of a reset there, and I think that is interesting too, an interesting storyline out of this. The one thing that hasn't really reset is that defense. Obviously, you got new faces on the defense, but with DJ Durkin still there, I think Auburn fans probably are like,
I think you're more relaxed on that side of the ball.
I would agree.
And it's more like, what are we going to see year one with this Golish offense? Good news is you bring in a center, you bring in a running back, a receiver, and obviously the quarterback in Byron Brown. I'm fascinated to see this because at its worst, it's going to be John Mateer.
That's right.
At its best,
you hope that's not it.
I don't want to say Cam Ward in the transition he made from Incarnate Word to Washington State to, our last seeing impression with the Miami Hurricanes. But, at his best, I think Byron Brown can be one of the better quarterbacks in the Power 4 this year.
Yeah. I'm fascinated to see him. Some of that is going to depend on the line he's got in front of him, and that is one thing Alex Golish jokingly early on said, pray for that. And then the receivers he's throwing the ball to. So that'll be the things we're watching. 164 days until kick for college football. It is our Innisfree countdown to kickoff. All right, Way to Wellness brings you part of the show today. It's the group there that saved Dunaway a lot of headaches and a lot of life. They got his weight back in order, but they also got some of his other numbers back in order. That's what Way to Wellness will do for you. aplanforme.com. aplanforme.com is where you find Way to Wellness. The reason that's the website at planforme.com is it's not just some random, everybody goes in and does the same thing type deal. It is a plan that is specifically designed for you to help you feel better, look better, your clothes to fit better, and just to stay healthier. Go see Leslie and her board-certified staff, Way to Wellness, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com, and start your path to healthier living with Way to Wellness.
Do you feel tired throughout the day, before, after lunch? You feel like you need that nap? You're probably not getting the proper 8+ hours of sleep. Our friends at CPAP Plus, they can help out with this. O'Neill Medical, CPAP Plus, Woody O'Neill, Joe O'Neill, fantastic guys. They want to make sure you're getting the proper sleep because it is so important and vital to your health. If you're looking for the best CPAP gear with personal service you can trust, visit CPAP Plus. 5 locations throughout the state, 3 right here in Birmingham, Pelham, Highway 280, and Trussville. Stop by CPAP Plus. You'll find the best service and equipment all in stock, ready for you, with hundreds of 5-star Google reviews. Trust CPAP Plus for all of your CPAP needs. CPAP Plus, where every night matters.
All right, so Auburn open spring. Let's hear what Alex Golish said about that first practice. I said it might have been a fire drill. Coach, was it a fire drill?
I thought intent, what I just told these guys, intent, awesome. Energy, awesome. It's been a fun group to coach here through these first almost 4 months here. They bought in quickly. They've done what we've asked them to do collectively. They've tried to come together. I think that's the hardest thing to do right now in college football, is bring a team together and the connection piece. I was really curious to see what practice would look like, because it's all good until you get out here and you get going. Went inside today. Ground's just slippery. It wasn't the cold, just so everybody factually gets that. The cold doesn't scare anybody, but we went inside. I thought energy, enthusiasm was really good. I thought as it went and got some tempo going, it got a little bit sloppy at the end. That's the part that we got to coach through, is that it never gets sloppy. The intent's the same all the way through. But for the most part, I was really pleased with how it went.
It was cold yesterday, by the way. My daughter had soccer practice yesterday afternoon. A little colder than I wanted it to be, but
so you did not head to the Inverse Country Club and play around the golf?
I did not yesterday.
Our man Bo played yesterday. He said it was really cold.
Yeah. The wind was a little bit brutal there. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it was a strong wind. Alabama is in the middle of spring as well. Here is Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer. Ryan Coleman Williams, his official name now. Ryan Coleman Williams is going to have a lot of eyeballs on him. This is a guy that's got to step up and be the number one receiver now. There's no Jeremy Bernard to be the number one. I mean, this is the guy that's got to be the number one receiver for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. And in year 3 in the program's got to take on some leadership. Here's the Alabama coach on Williams' leadership.
What have the conversations been like with Ryan Williams becoming an upperclassman, germ leaving, and trying to fill that void at the top?
Well, Ryan, you maybe we can find someone, but just off the top of my head, he's probably played as many snaps as anyone on our offense. And, that's, again, the turnover that speaks to that. But, he's taken that on. He's taken on a leadership role, and in order to lead and be vocal like he has, and it's in him. And he just brings an energy and enthusiasm that you guys all see. It's nonstop. But in order to do that, you have to do the work. And he's always done the work. And I really feel like he's seeing an opportunity. He continues to raise the work, raise the level and be efficient in it. Because, he's always worked. But I think where he's focusing that attention, it's really intentional. And so it's great to see his leadership capabilities. Last year, I really felt like he took a great step, and now it's on another level. And so our team needs that. Our offense needs that.
I'm glad you started with Ryan Williams, because I think people are going to focus, obviously, on the quarterback battle. People are going to focus on this offensive line that struggled in the running game, and people really aren't going to talk about the receivers. I will stick by this. Alabama has not been an elite team since they've had elite receivers. And you go back when the injuries happened, when Georgia wins their first national championship in Indianapolis, Alabama had an elite receiver in Jamison Williams. And they had a borderline guy. Oh, my gosh, help me out.
John Mechie?
Yeah, John Mechie.
Yeah.
And,
NFL receiver. He's an NFL guy.
Both of those guys get injured, and then there's just such a drop-off, and we just haven't seen it over the last couple of years. We know Ryan Williams has elite potential. The production, basically, as far as touchdowns, cut in half. Receiving yards down 25% from freshman year to sophomore year. You hope it's a sophomore slump, but we had Mark Slareth on, Fox analyst last week, and he was like, we were talking about Ty Simpson, whoever number 2 is, it was like he had feet for hands. He can't catch.
I know.
And I don't know if it became a mental block, but it was legitimate. More drops than anybody in the SEC last year. And in order for Alabama to get back to competing for championships, they need him to play at an elite level.
Tyler, can we go to cut 7? I know I told you differently. Let's go to cut 7, the next one, because this is a pretty big storyline in all the SEC, because Josh Heupel, the Tennessee head coach, is about to talk about his quarterback battle. If they can get that right, I think with Jim Knowles, this becomes a really interesting football team as they're on the spring field right now. Let's hear what the Tennessee coach, the Tennessee coach Josh Heupel says about his quarterback battle there in Knoxville and what it's looking like early in spring.
Josh, since Joey isn't coming back, that quarterback position obviously is open. How open is it? How open is that position? How open should those 3 guys see that position and their opportunity?
Yeah, it is open. We had that, conversation with all of them as we started the winter when they all arrived here. I had that conversation again as we were wrapping up our winter before we got into spring ball. We've had a couple of those battles. You guys know that we always communicate with those guys openly, transparently, communicate with those guys together. Don't expect a guy to be named here during the course of spring ball. I think it's important that all the guys in that room learn and grow throughout the course of spring, also have a chance to go back, in your summer months, digest it, reinstall, and come back a much better player and compete and earn it in front of their teammates as you get into training camp.
I agree with you about the quarterback position. Back to Alabama being elite when they had elite receivers. You remember when Hendon Hooker was his starting quarterback. I mean, that was one of the 4 or 5 best teams in college football that year. And
they were unstoppable.
Yeah.
I mean, who was the receiver that, I can't say his name, had the 5 touchdowns against Alabama that day? You know who I'm talking about, though. They tore out.
How do we forget
I know.
This? Brooks, help us out.
Guy had
Jalen Hyatt.
Jalen Hyatt, thank you. Guy had 5 touchdowns in a game. I mean, they were a prolific passing attack.
But last year, Heupel threaded the needle. Going into the season, we were like, hey, with Aguilar and kind of getting pinned with this quarterback situation late, if they go 8-4, he's done a hell of a job. They end up going 8-5 with the loss to Illinois in the bowl, but you start looking at it, they didn't beat a quality team last year. It's like they thread the needle of 8 wins, but they beat all 8 inferior teams, and they did not beat any quality teams last year. And Aguilar was solid. I mean, completed 67% of his passes, probably would want more touchdowns and less interceptions, 24-10 there. But I thought overall Aguilar was pretty good. I mean, not bad.
Landmine Believer says something you've said many times on this show. He says it in the chat. Every time I see Josh Heupel, I cannot believe that's a guy that won the national championship and almost a Heisman.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Really
I mean,
is.
as a left tackle, if you said that.
Orlando Pace.
Yeah. But, I mean, what is Heupel? I would think Heupel's 6'1". He's got to be 340, right?
340?
Wait, pull him back up there real quick.
Yeah, that's good. It's gonna
At his top, maybe?
340 for Heupel, you think?
Let me see. No.
It looks like he might have actually dropped some LBs. He's got he's got the chin.
Well, look, if you go Game of Thrones old school decapitation for,
It'd take a minute.
It would take 2 whacks for sure.
Yeah.
I don't care how big the sword is, the battle axe. That is a thick-ass neck.
Yeah.
Fun fact, it used to be custom to tip your executioner before you got beheaded.
Why?
Because then he
wanted
would
it done
sharpen the
quickly?
axe for you.
Yeah, done quickly.
Yeah, and get it done quick.
Wow.
If I was in the gallows, if you were hanging me, I'd probably tip you because you don't want to be hung the wrong way.
You do not.
I would think right in there. I mean, what do you think Heupel is? 6'1"?
I thought he was taller than that. Did he
Well,
play?
if he's taller than that.
Yeah.
His combine, at the NFL Combine, he was listed at 6'1", 215. So his playing weight was 215.
The 6'1" may still be the same.
Yeah, I think the 6'1's probably the same. I will say he's gained 100 pounds, though. Is that fair? Is 315?
That's a lot
on
of
a
weight.
6'1 frame?
Yeah, he's got the Bobby Hill face.
Yeah,
Well, muscle does weigh more than fat, so I'm going to assume he's probably lost some muscle.
Yeah, that's a good
so maybe, I'm thinking maybe 270, 280.
I mean, what's a fair over-under? I'd like to throw this out there to you're looking at the chat, right?
Oh,
Who do you got, him or Elko? Who weighs more?
Oh, Elko. Yeah, I'm with Scott.
Yeah, but if you put Heupel's head with Elko's gut.
I mean, Elko's got a pretty round head, too.
He does, yeah. But Heupel's head does kind of fit Elko's body shape.
I think Elko is probably, he does way more.
Brandon says he watched last night. Will Wade's pushing 300. I don't think Will Wade's pushing 300.
Oh, I did see a picture of Will Wade on Twitter. That was
he
not
has
very
gained.
flattering.
He is
No, it's not flattering, but I don't think he's pushing 300. That's heavy.
Okay, let's put this at 285.5. And do you think most people go over?
I'd probably go over that.
I'm going over 285.5.
Yeah. You know, when you say 285, it doesn't sound as bad as 300. It's only 15 pounds. So maybe you're right.
Now, BMI is completely
That's just
off.
one trip to Taco Bell for him.
I mean, I think me at 215 right now, I'm probably 30 pounds over the BMI.
BMI is crazy. Yeah.
He's not close to 300.
Yeah, Will Wade. That's from last night, right, Scott? I mean, that is actually last night. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Will's unfortunate. I've seen these photos and I've seen video of Will Wade. He's got that unfortunate thing where every pound he gains in his love handles and his gut. Every pound.
Or the face. I think Heupel holds all his in his face.
Why does a weird look for Will Wade, by the way?
It almost looks like he's got.
It's the stance, yeah.
That's the feet turned out, an athletic stance.
Yeah. It looks like he's got like the high-waisted maternity pants on.
It's very DTF, rock solid St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Haven't seen it, but that doesn't sound like a compliment. No, that is
probably not.
That is the math teacher got roped into coaching the high school basketball team.
Yep.
No, I don't know basketball. That's okay. You're the math teacher. Just go coach them. All right, Culver's, by the way, great place if you're looking to put on that kind of pound. Do it with our friends at Culver's. Culver's, welcome to Delicious. It's a great place to celebrate a win or forget a loss. That juicy butter burger and those crispy crinkle-cut fries there at Culver's. And you can also get those gooey golden cheese curds. Cap it off with that fresh frozen custard there at the end. Well, our friends at Culver's, Stadium Trace and Highway 280. Stadium Trace near the Hoover Met, Highway 280, Tattersall Park. Culver's, welcome to Delicious, and it's time for the Michelson viewing menu.
Yeah, hey, look, if you wear contacts, you wear the glasses, you're wasting money. I'm speaking from experience. Each and every year I was wasting money on contacts and solution. It was an absolute pain in the ass to take the contacts out before bed, put them back in the morning. I finally got the procedure done from Dr. Mort Michelson in 2003. I still have 2015 vision better than 2020. Make the call that I made. Ask for Amy Toe, the next round Cynthia. They are going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. Dr. Mort Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Alrighty, once again, no new releases today, but I have started watching a show that I dropped because, not because I didn't like it, but because I didn't have Netflix for a while. And that's Peaky Blinders.
I like Peaky Blinders. It's much better. You know how I hate having to use subtitles?
You need it for that show.
It changed that show for me. Like, I was ready to give up. I tried it with subtitles, and I'm like, okay, I can handle this. And I'm glad I finished it out. I gave it up. I came back to it. I'm glad I did.
So you did finish it?
Yeah, I like Peaky Blinders.
I liked it. It
dipped a little, but then it came back at the end.
Yeah, it's the last I saw was when Sam Neill got killed at the track. So I don't know what season that was.
I couldn't tell you what season. It's been a minute since I've seen. I like Peaky Blinders.
Probably season 3, but I thought it was good, but I thought it was overrated personally from where everybody had it.
The movie hits, Friday, I think.
Friday.
Yeah.
Will you watch a movie?
I'll watch them. I won't watch it Friday, NCAA tournament, but I'll watch it.
Normally those one-off movies. I thought El Camino was really good.
Yeah.
El Camino was great.
I'm telling you, I've watched the previews of the movie, and I don't know if I'm going to like it, but I'm going to give it a whirl because I like the show.
Deadwood movie was no good. Deadwood was such a good show. So a lot of times the one-offs, the Sopranos movie, The Saints, what was it called?
Many Saints of Newark.
Yeah, it was not good.
I thought it was all right, but not as good as any single episode of The Sopranos.
You know what I saw last night is this thing on.
Oh, what'd you think?
I thought it was good. I thought Will Arnett was really, really good. I think Laura Dern got a lot of filler. Wow. And Bradley Cooper's become a complete weirdo.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he has lost his mind.
Yeah.
I think one performance in A Star is Born, he thinks he's a rock star with greasy hair and facial hair. And his character was awful in that.
Yeah, he's gone off the
annoying.
deep end between the Star is Born performance and getting all the praise for that. And
he just looks like he smells.
Yeah, he really does.
Like
he looks
smells
dirty now.
I know what you mean by that.
But I thought the movie, that's one of those things, and back to Dunaway, the Bracket Challenge, with Dunaway doing stand-up, where you're going to these open mic nights, that is so uncomfortable. And it's almost as uncomfortable for somebody sitting in the crowd. But to watch him build on that thing, and it was based on a true story, right?
I don't know.
I think it was. I think it was. Anyway, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah, I thought it was very solid, definitely awkward at points during his later sets where he's going through some turmoil.
I thought the Peyton Manning character was so forced.
That was an odd cameo.
Yeah, very, very weird.
Very odd.
Yeah.
Anyway, a new trailer dropped yesterday for Dune Part 3. And I think if Timothée Chalamet just keeps his mouth shut, he could have Best Actor locked up for Dune 3.
For Dune 3?
Yes.
Okay.
This looks absolutely incredible. I'm already seated in the theater. I'll be getting dragged out later today because apparently the movie doesn't come out until December. But spiritually, I'm already seated for Dune 3.
Okay, did you see the 1984 version of Dune?
I have not.
Okay, it's
David Lynch disowned that one.
Yeah, David Lynch crushed it in a bad way. It was awful. But when I went in just open mind to both Dunes. Dune 2 was better than Dune 1, in my opinion. And Chalamet, I couldn't believe it. Watching this art house kid that my daughter and all her friends have these crushes on makes that character believable. Like the battle with Austin Butler in Dune 2. But you never hear of somebody like in a trilogy winning a Best Actor, and especially in a sci-fi role like that.
I mean, that's true, but I could see it because it's been building off of the previous performances, and it is one of the most anticipated movies of the year. I think it'll be one of the best-selling movies of the year. It's already taken the premium IMAX exclusivity away from the Avengers movie that comes out the same day. So I'm going to go on Max and revisit
now,
Dune
do we
and Dune
see Timothée Chalamet do the backpedal apology for the opera and ballet, or has he already done it?
I don't know if he has. I don't think he should ever reference the situation in any way, shape, or form. Just let it go. It's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. Max has also added Memento to its catalog. From Christopher Nolan. Fantastic movie. Watching it backwards does not make it make more sense.
No, it does not. Have you? I know you like Christopher Nolan. Have you seen Memento?
I have not. I've heard I'd like it, though.
I think it might be his best.
Interesting.
I wouldn't go that far, but I do like Memento a lot. And then finally, you can go to the Sci-Fi Channel at 7 p.m. and watch a classic, one that I'll always tune into if I'm flipping through channels. Gladiator, one of the best movies of all time.
Fantastic. Great movie.
It really is. Just real quick, is this thing on inspired by a true story specifically based on the life of comedian John Bishop? I don't know who that is, but it was based on a true story.
All right, Dalen Cuff going to talk some NCAA tournament with us when we come back. It is the next round.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
Looking for the ultimate weekend in Birmingham? The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix is back at Barber Motorsports Park, March 27th through 29th, bringing big energy, big crowds, and unforgettable moments. It's more than a race. It's a full day of excitement, family fun, food, music, and world-class competition, all set on one of the most beautiful venues in racing. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix at Barber Motorsports Park. Get your tickets now.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does. Hell yeah, boys! NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We begin hour number 2 of the live show. Thank you for joining us, whether you're watching us live on any of our video platforms. Please give us a thumbs up. On YouTube, make sure you have subscribed to our YouTube channel. Set your alerts so you always know when we're live. You'll get an alert. If you're listening to us on demand audio, please set your automatic downloads so that the show comes to you every single day. That helps us a lot. Subscribe at Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Set your automatic downloads. We really, really appreciate you doing that for us. We start this hour talking a little college basketball, as we have done, obviously, with the NCAA tournament tipping off, the Alabama Crimson Tide in action on Friday. The SEC, of course, gets in action on Thursday. We'll ask the question later, other than Florida, the SEC team you see going the deepest, but let's talk about the entire tournament with Dalen Cuff, who you see on Turner Sports and Yahoo Sports and on social media at Dalen Cuff. He is with us now on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Welcome in. How are you today?
Fellas, I'm well. Good to be with you.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. You are a guy that watches hoops all year. Some people just dive in for this time of year, but either way, I imagine it gets your blood pumping when you hear that music of the March Madness and you see the ball go in the air, whether it's in Dayton or a site across America. It just feels different.
Absolutely, guys. It's the best time of year. And when that, credit CBS. How fast did they get to the selection show was amazing. Like, I didn't even put my phone down yet. We were cranking out teams. So they got the assignment. We were very ready to go. And once you get that bracket, it feels real. And here we go, off and running.
So we were talking about this yesterday, Dalen. We touched on it a little bit. Like, how many teams realistically can get to Indianapolis and cut down the nets? And our co-host, who is not here today, said, I don't see any teams outside of the 2 seeds, like 3 and deeper. I don't know if I agree with that. How far would you go? And do you see somebody on the 3, 4, or 5 line that you believe can win 6 games?
Yeah, that's getting Indianapolis. I think the number broadens for sure. Winning those 6 is tough. I feel the strongest that Arizona is going to get there. I feel the second strongest that Florida is going to get there. That's actually my final game. Duke's injuries are a big question and a big concern. We'll see how Gumbo looks, Patrick Gumbo looks, if and when he plays in the 16-1 game or the 8-9 game, wherever we see him next. His level of health and performance is critical. I've said repeatedly that team, he's so important to that team. Nobody can approximate what he does defensively, rebounding, rim running. He changes their team. So he's critical. So there's some questions around Duke. And I think Michigan has shown some issues. I don't love their Iowa State matchup. So to answer your question in a long-winded way, I feel like outside of the 2 seeds, no, to cut it down. I feel like you could see an Iowa State get there. You could see Michigan State get to the Final Four. Maybe I think UConn's a stretch. I have Michigan State beating UConn. If Michigan State's making shots, they could beat anybody. But actually cutting it down 6 and 6, I'm hard pressed to find anybody outside the 2 line, and honestly, outside the 1 line is a stretch for me right now. I think those 4 1 seeds have separated themselves through the course of the year, and if Duke and Michigan were still fully healthy, I think I would take the 4 1 seeds versus the field in a bet.
There are 2 singular players that could impact this tournament depending on how much they play and how well they play, and they are Mikal Brown of Louisville and Darren Peterson of Kansas. Brown rested in the ACC tournament. I think most reports are he's going to be back for Louisville. Peterson has been in and out for Kansas. If you get both those guys playing at the level they're able to play, these 2 teams look totally different, don't they?
They do. I think Louisville different than Kansas, because Kansas is built on the defensive end. If they guard, which they were a top 10 defense efficiency team majority of the year, they've had some wobbles at times, but when they guard, that's where their bread is buttered. And then you layer into the fact that if Darren Peterson is actually playing and efficient, bear in mind, guys, when he's played 30-plus minutes the last couple of games, he's not been very efficient. When he was putting up 23 points in 18 minutes and 23 points in 20 minutes, that was different, and that was super efficient. And we were like, why is this dude not playing longer? And then all those questions come up, and we kind of understand the situation, I should say. I don't think we understand it. We know what it is at this point. That said, that team is more capable of making a deeper run, I think, and being they're the most enigmatic team in the country. I don't know. We don't know what we're going to get. And if you get Peterson, it looks like if Peterson has shown flashes or that emerges as the guy that we all thought would be the number 1 overall pick, you got something there. And they could knock off, they could easily beat St. John's. They could beat Duke. They could make a run. Louisville, I'm less bullish on. I don't love their matchup in the first game with South Florida. They space you. They can shoot it. They can play at pace. They've got a physicality inside. They've got good guard play. Obviously, Brian Hodgson is the most sought-after coach in the country right now. So even if Mikal Brown's good, if that team's not making threes, they play differently. They can struggle. They don't. And the offense kind of dictates how they play. And if they're not doing well offensively, that can become a problem. So I actually have South Florida winning that game straight up, and I don't love their situation. And obviously, Mikal Brown is a question mark.
One of the more amazing individual performances we ever saw in this tournament in 2003, where Carmelo Anthony puts the orange on his back, averages 20, 10, and 3 assists en route to winning a national championship. There's another freshman. Now, look, it's a 4 seed. It seems, a little bit far-fetched because you mentioned that Arizona team. They'd have to play them in the Sweet 16. But Darius Acuff in Arkansas, how far can this team go?
He is the best offensive player, not freshman, player in the country. Dynamic, 3-level scorer, not just a willing passer, a capable passer. Obviously led the league in points and assists, and he's tremendous. The problem with it is a lot of freshmen, you have this issue, doesn't really have an interest in guarding. And neither does Malik Thomas. I think their team is like 60th in the nation in defensive efficiency. If they put it together, that's different, but it's not a consistent thing that they've relied upon. And where that becomes concerning is when you play, even Wisconsin. This is what I love about Arizona's draw. I think they have the weakest 2 and 3 seed in Purdue and Gonzaga on the bottom of the bracket. However, I think they have the hardest 4 or 5 draw, whether it's Arkansas or Wisconsin. I have Wisconsin in that game. I think you've got 2 veteran guards in Nick Boyd and John Blackwell that I'm relying on more, and honestly, because they space you 5 wide and everybody on the floor can shoot it. And sometimes you got some skilled guys too with Arkansas, without a doubt, that can space the floor. But I think their consistency and their improvement, particularly on the defensive end, and what they've shown away from home gives me more belief that. And Nick Boyd did play in a Final Four, guys. He was one of the key guards that got FAU to the Final Four. I believe that team will outlast Arkansas. Will be a highly entertaining game. That said, it's kind of a coin flip game. I imagine that the line on that thing's going to be 1.5, 2.5 points. I can't imagine it being bigger than that. So Arkansas obviously can win it. I think when you run into Arizona, though, their lack of consistency in the defensive end will be a problem. Arizona's been the most consistent team since they started the season, and they beat Florida in the first game of the year. That was the first marquee game back on November 3rd. They've had the highest floor all year long, and they've had the highest consistent performance. They had back-to-back losses. They lost at Fog Allen, which, no shame in that, and lose to Kansas on the road. Everybody does on Big Monday. Literally, everybody has to Bill Self on Big Monday, which is insane. And then they went on the road to they had Texas Tech come to their building, and they didn't play their best game. That's back when Texas Tech had JT Toppin, and they knocked them off. That was a wobble of 2 games over the course of 5 months. They've been outstandingly consistent. I think that consistency would be problematic, particularly for Arkansas to overcome in that Sweet 16 game.
Dalen Cuff is with us. You can follow him on social media at Dalen Cuff. You can see him on Turner Sports, Yahoo Sports as well. He is on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. St. John's is a bit of a polarizing team in these terms. They've got one of the greatest coaches ever to do it, and people trust in him. They've been good for 2 straight years, though they went out early last year. So people maybe are a little bit like, ooh, I don't know if I buy into them again. They're in this blue blood bracket. This portion of the bracket is crazy with the blue bloods that are in it. Duke, Kansas, Louisville, Michigan State, UCLA, UConn, teams that have won a ton of championships combined. So I find them a bit polarizing. I think people want to buy into St. John's. They feel like maybe they're even underseeded as a 5. But then you look at that bracket and you're like, man, can you survive all those blue bloods? Where do you stand on St. John's?
Yeah, I think it's funny. Like, obviously, they've caught a lot of attention recently because they blasted UConn in a big spot in that Big East final. So everybody saw that, especially people that don't watch college basketball. And we know how the TV shows work. That they tune in and out. There's some certain shows, maybe from 8 to 12 o'clock on ESPN I'm talking about, that will just dive bomb in and have the hottest takes on the planet. Meanwhile, they've watched 40 minutes of basketball. St. John's is getting the treatment there because, bear in mind, St. John's did lose to Alabama, did lose to Iowa State, did lose to Auburn, got worked by Kentucky. And those were all their big non-league games. They didn't show up in any of them. And now, granted, the Iowa State game was a tough loss. But by and large, they looked outplayed. When you go back to Christmas and they got worked by Kentucky when Jaden Quaintance played and Lowe played, and we're like, hey, is this going to be the Kentucky team? We thought, what is St. John's? They don't really have good guard play. They don't shoot it that well. They're really reliant on Jimmy Ejiofor. What is this team? And yes, they got into a weak Big East. They lost at home to Providence, and since then they've rolled and they've been very good. Obviously, blasting Connecticut in that spot was pretty big, and that was garnered quite a bit of attention. And they beat them at home previously. They beat them 2 out of 3 times, but they only have 4 wins against the field, and they're all in league play. And they're 2 against Connecticut, 2 against Villanova. So they're kind of appropriately seeded. If you want to push them as a Final 4 seed, fine, I'll give you that. But essentially, it's the same thing. So what do I believe in their bracket where they're at? It's tough, and I'll tell you what. I don't think Northern Iowa's going to win, but I love Northern Iowa at 11.5 points because Coach Johnson knows how to win in the tournament. He's done it before. They play one of the bottom 4 tempos in the country. They are slow. They will grind you. They are more defensive-minded. and they're going to pack that thing, and they're going to make St. John's beat them from the perimeter. They're going to make it hard on Zuby Ejiofor. They're going to make it hard on Bryce Hopkins. And I think they can make that in a low possession game where they cover. I don't think they win, but I think they threaten St. John's enough to make them a little tight. And St. John's inability to have, again, their guard play is not very good. It's gotten better the course here, but started really poorly. I can't trust that they're going to make some sort of run here. When you don't have great guards and you don't shoot it particularly well, you can find yourself in some trouble, just like last year against an Arkansas team that they ran into and lost, and albeit it was an ugly performance by them. So, and given their bracket, as we just said, Northern Iowa draws tough. Kansas is next. If they win that, Duke is next. And then the other side of that bracket, loaded with more blue bloods, I think it's going to be Michigan State. But it could be another UConn game, which UConn did beat them by 30+1. So it's not like they can't beat them and beat them handily. So their draw isn't good, but I think the more the makeup of their team doesn't truly impress me in terms of making a run anywhere deeper than a Sweet 16.
You mentioned Alabama, and speaking of the makeup of their team, they win 9 of their final 10 in the regular season before losing to Ole Miss on Friday night in the SEC tournament. But obviously some of the bigger news coming into this tournament, Aden Holloway, the arrest, the dismissal, at least for this weekend. How much will Alabama playing Hofstra and then maybe playing a Texas Tech or even a hot Akron team, how much will they miss Holloway's 17 points?
Yeah, they'll miss that. I mean, his shooting 44%, I believe, from three-point line. He's consistent. He's had success before in big spots. I don't know what. I hope the best for the young man. I mean, who knows what was going on there, what the situation is. But to say that I was shocked by that is an understatement. But I will tell you, I'd like Hofstra with the number. They were getting 13.5 Sunday night when it came out. Hofstra has 2 really good guards. One of them, Cruz Davis, is the CAA Player of the Year. They're coached by Speedy Claxton, of course, former NBA player, but ironic to his name, they play quite slow. They play a bottom 50 tempo. So this is a pace control game. And obviously, we know how Alabama wants to play. If you can slow them down, if you can get them into a half-court game, you've got to score to do that. And Cruz Davis will be critical, especially late shot clock. They also have another freshman, though, Preston Edmeade, who will be playing at a high major school next year, which is unfortunate. That's just how college basketball works. He's player 8, freshman of the year in that league. He'll be gone, but he's a very good guard that can score in all kinds of different ways, got very good body control. So you have 2 guards that can at times, especially late clock, there's going to be a lot on them, but they can deliver, and I think they will deliver enough to cover that number, which is now down to 11.5. If they're able to control the pace, they can win that game. Like, they are well coached. They're the one thing Alabama we know don't have is real physicality. When you're playing a mid-major team, you hope that you can abuse them interior, whether it's offensive rebounding, crushing them on the defensive glass, being able to score in the interior with some bigs. Alabama's team doesn't really offer that. It really is a perimeter-dominated team. So losing Holloway is big. Now, you have other great guards that will step up and step in there. And you could argue defensively, yes, they get bigger and a little more athletic on the defensive side when Holloway's not in the game. But still, I think you miss his consistent floor spacing and his consistent ability to shoot the ball. And when you've been playing all year with him and relying on him, and then it comes the biggest moment, he's not there, that's probably changes your rotation too. So I like Hofstra a lot with the number. I took it 13.5 on Sunday. Obviously, it's coming down right now. It's come down a little bit. And I think it's a game where Alabama should ultimately win, but I think this could be tighter and a concern, especially if Hofstra can get it slower than Alabama wants it. They could be in a pretty good spot. And we also know if Alabama's missing threes, it could be a whole different ballgame.
All right, he is Dalen Koff. You can follow him on social media at his name, Dalen Koff. You'll see him on Turner, Yahoo, talking hoops throughout the next 3 weeks. We always appreciate the time, Dalen. Enjoy the tournament. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Be well.
All right, buddy. You too. Take care. Dalen with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. Greg from Pell City bringing you part of the show before we look at some more NCAA tournament trends that might help you fill out your bracket. Listen, if you've had storm damage, unfortunately, we've had some strong storms already in the month of March come through the deep south in the state of Alabama. Greg can help you if you've got that roof damage. That's where he gets up on the roof, he'll look at it, and he'll say, hey, look, you need some help right now. I'll work with the insurance companies. Or he may get up on the roof and say, hey, good news, you don't have damage, and your roof's in better shape than you thought. Give me a call in 5 years. You're going to need it then. He's done that many, many times. Greg Nelson is his name. We just call him Greg Pell City, but his name's Greg Nelson. You can give him a call at 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531. Add Greg for Pell City on Facebook if you want to contact him there on social media. Storm Restoration Roofing is the name of the company. So get on that roof and see what Greg for Pell City has to offer right now with our guys at Storm Restoration Roofing.
And you're trying to figure out your future plans, what you're going to do in life. What about a crane operator? Maybe you're already doing that and you want to refine those skills. Get the crane training you need today from our friends at Crane U. Very important when you call 855-CRANE-U, whether you talk to Francis or Nicole or any of the fine folks at Crane U. Mention the next round, 10% off all the great services. Classes available monthly. Our friends at Crane U, they offer the comprehensive state-of-the-art, fully stocked training facilities for mobile cranes, overhead lifts, forklift training. If you want to use your own equipment, the team at Crane U will come to you. On-site, on-location training offered nationwide. Make the job easier, job site safer. Crane U also offers certification, safety inspections to ensure the safest environment possible. 855-CRANE-U or craneu.com.
As we were talking to Dalen Cuff, and I specifically asked about this player right after I asked the question, Pete Thamel shares on social media from ESPN. Louisville will be without star freshman Mikel Brown in the opening weekend of the NCAA tournament. The school has announced he's been dealing with a back injury, will not play against number 11 South Florida, and also not play if Louisville advances. They would get the winner of Michigan State and North Dakota is who Louisville would get.
Yeah, that's a problem. We talked about Caleb Wilson yesterday with North Carolina, and they're 4-4 without him, but he's your leading scorer, leading rebounder, leading assist guy. And, this is kind of what you get when you look at this Louisville team. Louisville's been up and down. They've got 23 wins on the season. They were 11-7 in conference. But with Mikel Brown, it's just a different team altogether. Right now the guy's averaging 19, 5, and 3 assists, basically. Best player on the roster, no doubt.
Yep.
Ryan Conwell's good, but if Louisville is able to survive Brian Hodgson and South Florida, which are only a 5.5-point favorite, then you got Michigan State sitting there. Michigan State's probably at that point going to be a 3.5, 4.5-point favorite.
With him, I actually liked Louisville to make a little bit of a run. I am going to back off on that now very quickly. But with Mikel Brown, I kind of like Louisville's prospect here. I thought with him playing as close to 100% as he could be, that's a pretty good team.
I felt them pulling away from South Florida. I've still got them beating South Florida, but I had them losing to Michigan State anyway.
Yeah. That's just one of those teams that, man, if I knew he was playing, I would like his.
That bracket scares me the most.
It's a scary bracket.
As far as being an absolute disaster for me. Because I got St. John's, obviously. I don't know if you got this. Dalen Cup, not a big St. John's backer.
It did not appear he was on board with him, Lance.
But I have got St. John's making a little noise in that bracket. The Foster injury for Duke is just, it's too big to deny. Kansas, the inconsistency throughout the season. And I think St. John's is playing with a chip on their shoulder. Can they beat UConn or Michigan State in the regional final if they get there? I don't know about that, but I've got St. John's making a run to the Elite Eight.
I was going to look on Kalshi. You could play the Kalshi bracket, your chance to win $1 billion. I was just going to see. I'm going to pull it up right now because I'm going to see what the percentage is on that game, Lance.
Which game?
The Kalshi percentages on the Louisville game, because I want to see how much it changes over the next little bit.
Okay.
I just want to see where it starts right now, and I'll try to remember to go back and look.
On our bracket challenge, 67% have Louisville just advancing. If we're just talking about a money line, right there, 67% of the people. That's about right. I think Louisville's a good play -5.5, and especially with this news. I think it's big news, but I don't think they're going to sleep on South Florida, and there's a lot of people. That's a trendy pick for a first-round upset.
Yep.
South Florida, the 11 over the 6.
I'm with you. It's a little too trendy.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. And one thing that I hear a lot of people talk about, Brian Hodgson going back to coaching Buffalo, that's a nice storyline for Brian Hodgson. How is that going to impact this game?
By the way, he legitimately turned down Syracuse.
Are you surprised then?
I would have been surprised probably a month ago, but when it becomes a little more public knowledge that the NIL and the collective really wasn't behind this program to the degree you would think they would be behind, maybe not. And I know South Florida is working on a huge lucrative deal to keep him, but now people are talking about Providence is in play. Now, I don't know why you would turn down
Providence over Syracuse
over Providence. Yeah, that or take Providence over Syracuse doesn't make any sense. Got a feeling he might stay now.
I mean, I do think Forrester says from the back row, Syracuse ain't Syracuse anymore. He made the right call. Scott, you just say that because of NIL or what? Why do you say Syracuse isn't Syracuse anymore?
I don't know. I don't think Syracuse is as relevant anymore. I don't ever think, this isn't, Georgetown and Syracuse,
I mean,
anymore.
To your point, we saw, after, JT3, John Thompson III, got Georgetown actually back to a Final Four. But we saw how quickly a national power in Georgetown disappeared from basketball. So it can happen. Georgetown was a national power.
The only thing that I would look at here is once you lose a legend in Jim Boeheim, and then Adrian Autry, a former player for Boeheim, kind of takes them down and not even average. Below average. 20 wins first season, and then it just continued to drop. You wonder if the Syracuse people will get behind the brand of basketball again.
Well, I tell you what, and you do wonder that.
And it would be better to follow Autry than it would be to follow 100%.
And you're still close enough, and I don't know how much this matters, but are you still close enough to the greatness of Syracuse that you can touch it? Does that matter? Or, because I'll use an example here. Nick Saban wasn't real close to the greatness of Alabama football. He was a long way away from that, but he brought him back to greatness. So if you get the right coach at a great program, that guy can get it back. The question is, I think Scott is bringing up, is Syracuse a great program, or was Jim Boeheim just a great coach?
Well, I think probably a combination. Here's what I would say. Gonzaga, without Mark Few, we don't know what that's going to look like. We thought Gonzaga would be much different than the NIL, but it's still a 30-win team this year that won their conference again. They're a 3 seed. If Gonzaga can keep basketball going and St. Mary's is still relevant, they're still a top 25 program, how can't Syracuse?
I don't know. But if I'm looking for a coaching job, if I were a coach, if I were any of these guys and I'm looking for a coaching job, one question I would ask, has this program won big under more than one coach?
See, I don't know pre-Boeheim.
I've looked
none
at
of
it.
us were breathing air.
I know we were not, and that's the problem. Boeheim coached there for 100 years. But I looked before him. They won some poll-era championships, like when they used to vote on it and play an NCAA tournament. But, hey, Boeheim only won one national championship. With all the games he won there, he only won one national championship. So it's not like he was stacking them either.
No, but he did have a pretty good run of Final Fours.
Yeah. He was frequently there.
It was a Keith Smart jumper away in New Orleans from winning his first then, which would have ultimately been 2 national championships.
But you look at Kansas, ton of guys have won there. You look at North Carolina, ton of guys have won there. Duke, ton of guys. Three big guys have won there. And Krzyzewski was there forever. You've got those programs that are obvious that just about any competent coach that has the job is going to win there, and you just don't know when it's only been one guy. Yeah. Did Boeheim, did he just have the magic formula there? I don't know.
Yeah, back to Georgetown, it seemed like that, but I would have said that about St. John's.
Yeah.
Until Pitino took this program back over. Mike Jarvis had a minute. But St. John's had completely gone in the tank. We're seeing Villanova not have, although they've got 24 wins this year and they're back in the NCAA tournament as an 8, obviously not having close to the success of Jay Wright.
Yeah. Landmine Believer in the chat. He's gotten 2 mentions today, so he's going to have to start paying after this one. He's staying at USF until Oates leaves Alabama. He would be Greg Burns' first call. If Nate Oates came in tomorrow and said, hey, this college game ain't for me anymore, I'm going to the NBA, I think Greg Burns, as Nate Oates is walking out the door, is dialing Brian Hodgson's number. And you'd be crazy not to. Why would you not?
But if you're Hodgson, you can't just sit back and wait on that job.
Yeah, because you don't know how long that's going to
be. If you're happy in Tampa and what South Florida's about to give you contract-wise, that's fine. But I would also remember this. Look, they pulled away from Wichita State in the second half of the American.
Yeah.
But if they would have lost that game at 15-3 in conference, they weren't getting in.
Yeah, that's what he knows. I'm playing in Buffalo in the tournament, but if I had one bad day in my conference tournament, I'm in the Crown or the NIT right now.
Yeah, and I would rather be with a basketball brand, unfortunately, and that sucks for the South Floridas of the world, but it's reality.
Yeah, I do think it will be fascinating to watch Syracuse, whoever they go get, to see if they can ever get back there. Because I don't know about you, when John Thompson Sr. left Georgetown, they went Craig Escherick, I believe was the next guy.
I remember having Craig on the show.
Yeah. I didn't think Georgetown was going to fall apart without John Sr.
It was such a strong brand.
It was.
And the amazing thing is they only won one, right?
Yeah, he won. He got upset in the championship game and then won the
Yeah,
championship
because
game.
they won, or did they win 84 and 85?
No, I think they only won the one, if I'm not mistaken.
I think maybe they won back-to-back in 84, 85. Let me check that. Because I know NC State, and then I think Georgetown beat Houston. No,
They did
but
beat-
then they lost to Villanova.
Yeah, they beat Phi Slama Jama, and then Villanova beat
You're
them.
right. They've only got one.
I think that was the last college basketball game ever played without a shot clock, if I remember correctly,
Yeah.
or a three-point line, one of the two. No, it's three-point line, not shot clock, three-point line.
I think it was shot clock, too.
Maybe so. Villanova slowed the game down.
Because I think Villanova shot close to 70% from the field.
Yeah, slowed it down, and they could not, in all the, Georgetown had a much better roster, and they just couldn't get out and run on them. All right, so there you go. There's Brian Hodgson staying. I do not like them winning in the first round, though. So, unfortunately for Hodgson, I think he's going to quickly get back to Tampa and maybe have some time to think about some of those other jobs.
But who knows? I mean, like, with the draw there, I don't trust Michigan State. I mean, Fears is a really good point guard, averaging over 9 assists a game, which is crazy in college basketball. But, I mean, if South Florida made it to the second weekend, it would be quite the accomplishment. But we've seen, we've seen higher seeds. We've seen, worse teams make a second weekend.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, yeah.
Boy, and what kind of love would Hodgson get if he got them to a Sweet 16?
Yeah, that's where Syracuse, I don't know what the offer was, but Syracuse might say, okay, let's go back and see if he'll say no to this. See what he thinks about this one. All right, Central State Bank bringing you part of the show. We got 4 downs coming up and also an NCAA Tournament Eliminator, so teams you can bank on, perhaps, to win the national championship. Central State Bank, the bank that is big enough to meet every single need you have, but they are small enough to know you because they are a community bank. There is a great deal of benefits that come with banking with a community bank. Primarily, you're dealing with decision makers that live in your community, work in your community, go to church in your community, their kids play ball and go to school in your community, and they're the ones making the decisions, so they know you. You're not some number on a paper or a dot on a map. You are their customer and part of their family at Central State Bank. They've been doing that for more than 100 years. Strong enough and large enough to serve you and meet every single need you have. Small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, and if you've got a small project around the house or the office, our friends at One Man in the Toolbox, they perform the handyman services for homes, commercial properties in Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, surrounding areas. I had somebody reach out yesterday and they asked me, hey, do they do work in Tuscaloosa? Absolutely. I talked to our friend Jay, who owns One Man in the Toolbox, yesterday. Make sure you mention the next round. They're going to give you $25 off the first hour of service. They do the regular repairs, maintenance, also small project renovations and updates. They've got multiple technicians with different skill sets, and they can tackle most any item in your home or business. Call for the free estimate, 205-823-2111. That is 823-2111. Mention the next round. For more information, OneManInAToolbox.com.
Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Birmingham's fastest party returns to Barber Motorsports Park March 27th through 29th. Medical Properties Trust presents the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst Experience. 3 days of high-speed action featuring the fastest drivers in the world from the IndyCar Series. Enjoy the Kids Zone, food trucks, beer garden, fan zone, and more. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round. Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Tell you one upset that Dick Vitale and I think Charles both were on last night is the winner of last night's game over BYU. BYU's got a significant injury. It's not DeBonsa. It's their best player. It's their second best
Richie
player.
Saunders.
Richie Saunders.
Yeah, I think I told you I drafted the combo of NC State, Texas because I do think the winner. I don't think either one of those teams is very good, but I think BYU is limping along right now. But I know you were going to give the stat in a little bit because my final 2 picks of our 6 teams that we drafted, I took the 11 play-in on both. Based on, was that the stat you were going to get to?
No. What's that? So do you have that stat?
I think, so we've had the play-in game since 2011, and I think 14 of the 16 years, the 11th seed, one of those 11 seeds advanced to the Sweet 16, or at least won a game.
Yeah. On your bracket, that is interesting. So the Sweet 16, so Dayton.
Let me make, I don't know if it was Sweet 16, but it definitely won
I
game.
could believe that, though. I could believe that. Dayton, the pathway to the Sweet 16, not for a 16 seed, but for an 11 seed. I mean, we have seen 11 seeds as much as we bash Dayton. It's generally the games just aren't great. It feels weird. It's still not comfortable to me. It doesn't feel like part of the tournament to me. But the 11s have had some success coming out there.
Here we go. 7 teams have advanced to the Sweet 16. No, that's not what I was looking for. Yeah.
So were you wrong, or you?
No. Well, not necessarily.
Okay.
That was just something else that popped up.
Greg Sankey would not like my bracket. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Other than Florida, what is the deepest run you have an SEC team making?
Other than Florida, I have Tennessee in the Sweet 16. I don't feel good about it at all. I had Alabama in the – no, I've got Tennessee in the Elite Eight.
In the Elite Eight,
yeah.
Okay.
I've got Tennessee, Alabama.
In the Sweet 16? I do too.
Yep.
I do too.
Yep, and Florida.
And I got Florida making a run. I don't have Florida in the Final Four, but I've got them making a run to the Elite Eight. Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, it for me in the Sweet 16. That's a disappointing year for the SEC based on what they did last year, based on having the most teams in the tournament, just 3 in the Elite Eight. I mean, if I had to make a case for another one, it might be Arkansas. I've got them losing to Wisconsin in the round of 32. That oddly should be a higher scoring game. Wisconsin's defense not amazing this year. Not as good as they have been in the past.
Yeah, I've got Wisconsin beating Arkansas as well.
Ooh, so all this talk about Arkansas, and you and I both have them going out in the round of 32.
Well, I mean, I think they're dangerous, but I also think they're somewhat Kansas inconsistent, can be great, but can be very average.
I think Georgia gets past St. Louis. I just can't convince myself of a way they would beat Michigan.
No. I mean, if they play lights out, we've seen them in some games, their ability to score. I mean, they average right at 90 points per game, but I think they're going to have their hands full with St. Louis. I've got Georgia advancing there.
That's a high-scoring game right there. I don't know where the total is on it, but two of the higher-scoring offenses in terms of points per game.
I think we said 165. I mean, it was a crazy total.
In terms of points per game, that is a very, very high total there.
I've got Kentucky getting knocked out the first round.
I do, too. I have Kentucky losing to Santa Clara.
So we might have identical brackets.
It's starting to sound like that. Well, there's one place whenever we unveil ours. I've texted Dunaway to send me his if he can. He hasn't responded. Could still be in the air on his way to Vegas. I don't know if the plane left on time or not.
Could be side of a mountain, though.
Could be the way he was talking yesterday, right? But I think we would have heard by now. Though I'm told Twitter.
Tyler's just got to shake it down.
It's a joke, Tyler. Don't get worried about Jim. Jim was doing it for effect.
No, but Tyler is right. He speaks things into existence.
I know. I hope he didn't this time. Twitter is down, I am told, so I don't know if we wouldn't get an update. So.
Like universally?
Yeah. Not for us. I mean, yes, for us, but not just for us.
For everyone.
It is for everyone. You can still go to Kalshi, though, Kalshi.com. Oh, I think it's back. Kalshi.com is where you go for the $1 billion Perfect Bracket Challenge. You get a perfect bracket, you get $1 billion from our friends at Kalshi, but it doesn't stop there. If you've got the best bracket, the number one bracket, and this is free to enter. There is no entry fee here. You got the best bracket, you get $1 million. They're also, and they'll split that up among anybody tied. And they're also going to give $1 million to charity during this tournament. So you've got all of that right there with our friends at Kalshi and the Kalshi app. Code TNR. Before we get to four downs, Lance, Hemp Hill, you mentioned the lock. You got off to a 1-0 start in the NCAA Tournament Play-In games. So the NCAA package is available, and you're 1-0 in the NCAA package.
Yeah, we were 3-0 overall last night, 2-0 in the NBA. We did have a winner with Howard. We've got one of the games up, one of the play-ins up and available right now. We've got 2 NIT games as well. So 3 total plays up and available. Again, the package is $150. It gets you every play in the NCAA tournament and the NIT as well. We've had a great track record in this tournament. Jump on board and win with us at lanceslog.com. And as always, brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
And four downs every day presented by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction, full-service asphalt contractor. They do a ton of the major state, federal government, and municipal roadway projects you see. And that may tell you, well, they won't do my smaller project like a parking pad or a driveway or a parking lot for a church, community center, store, something like that. That simply is not true. They have got an entire division based just on those projects. Same crews, same quality, same no excuse standards. So to get an estimate on your job from Central Alabama Asphalt and Construction, 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
A couple of birthdays here. Queen Latifah, 56 years old.
The Equalizer?
The Equalizer. Her tight-ass leather pants
That's
on a
right.
motorcycle. I don't know how they don't split. Andre Rison, 59 years old. Better career, Andre Rison or Queen Latifah? Andre Rison, very underrated receiver.
Very underrated receiver.
Had one of the craziest girlfriends ever.
He did.
Unfortunately, now dead.
One of the stranger breakups ever. She burned his shoes and clothes in the bathtub, and it started a house fire, right?
Very good, Brown. Yes.
Lisa Left Eye Lopez.
Burned down his mansion outside of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Literally woman scorned, right?
There's hell hath no fury, is the old saying.
Who did he get in a fight with in the game?
Deion. I was at that game.
Yeah, okay.
I was at that game, Brooks. That was Deion Sanders had left Atlanta to go to San Francisco, and it was his first game ever back in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. I think it was the first year of the Georgia Dome. Very new stadium then.
Yeah.
And,
that year was 94.
Yeah.
Is that about right for you?
Yeah. And as I remember it, it was 3 or 4 plays into the game. They square off at midfield. And when I tell you that stadium came unglued, when Andre and Deion Sanders,
I bet.
that place came unglued when Bad Moon and Deion went I mean, it wasn't much of a fight. It was kind of a slap fight. They were still both wearing helmets. That place went crazy. And later in the game, Deion picked one off and returned it right in front of me. That was a fun atmosphere, San Francisco and Atlanta. I guess I would go. I mean, Queen Latifah's had a long career. How old is she? And she's still the equalizer.
I mean, she's 56 years old.
I'll find out if that show is still on during the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
I'll see.
Yeah, you'll know.
I'll know what's on CBS this week. I'll find out what is still airing on CBS.
She's probably made as much, if not more, money off the makeup commercials.
Oh, really?
I'm just guessing. She's been on. I forget which makeup company it is, like Maybelline or something. But she's been doing makeup commercials for like over a decade.
But outside of Unity, UNITY, like what other hits?
I don't know.
Have?
I don't know anything about her music.
I don't know about music-wise. She had a movie where she skied a lot.
Yeah, I remember she did a movie called House Guest, I think, with Steve Martin back in the day.
Did she have her own talk show, the Queen Latifah Show?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think she did.
Well, she's royalty, right?
She's a queen. Do you say King Andre Rison? I do not think you do.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Queen Latifah.
But to answer your question about the Equalizer, CBS canceled the Equalizer after 5 seasons, primarily due to declining viewership, a tighter budget, and a crowded primetime schedule. And so now you can watch it on Tubi.
Yeah, and a very unbelievable. Like, I don't know about you guys, I'm not calling in Queen Latifah to be the equalizer for me. Denzel, more believable equalizer.
Yes, I would agree. So I'm going to go, but I am going to go Queen Latifah here.
Second down.
Adam Levine, 47 years old today. If I asked you ultimately better career, Adam Levine or Adam Driver?
I think I would go Adam Levine. I'm far more familiar with his work than I am Adam Driver's. I know he's Minnie Driver's brother? Son? Any relation at all?
I don't know if he's related to Minnie Driver.
Oh, I just always assumed he was Minnie Driver's son or brother.
Let's see here.
I thought Driver was kind of a weird name for two actors.
I do not see that.
Okay.
So
how about that?
Adam Driver, his early work.
Not related.
I never saw any of the Star Wars stuff, but I mean that's a big deal being in Star Wars. But Black Klansman I thought was really good. Marriage Story, The Last Duel. But the last few years he's taken some bad roles. But I hear there's a good chance he's going to be in Heat 2.
Yes.
So I still think he's got a lot of steam left. I would go Adam Levine at this point.
Yeah, I would go Adam Levine. Adam Driver is a great actor. He's in Star Wars. He's Kylo Ren in the sequel trilogy, but the writing in those is so bad that you can't really attribute anything to him. For voiceover work, I found this out the other day. It's really cool. They have a metal bar in the recording booths now, and they call it the Adam Driver bar because when he was recording his lines for Star Wars, he would just start screaming, and he would white knuckle that bar in front of him while he recorded his lines.
Very interesting. I see that he doesn't do any TV.
Adam Driver does not?
Yeah, not at all. I mean, his last, he was on the Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Maroon 5 fan, but it has been I don't hate them.
I don't like Maroon 5.
I don't like them or dislike them. They are who they are, but they are extremely successful.
I mean, it was one of the more awkward Super Bowl performances because I was there when the Rams scored all of 3 points in Atlanta, but when he just decided to skin off at the end to show off that he'd probably been juicing up a little bit.
Have you ever seen, I think it was a Howard Stern birthday party where he and Pat Monahan do the cover of Purple Rain?
No.
And the guitar solo, Levine absolutely shreds. I mean, the guy can play the guitar. I mean, shreds it. It is fantastic.
Who does the singing? Both of them?
Both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Third down.
We've got a former U.S. president. Would have been 189 today in Grover, Cleveland.
Don't hear a lot about Grover Cleveland.
I've got a little fact on Grover Cleveland. Did you know he's the only U.S. president to serve 2 discontinuous terms?
Well, he was.
He was. Second now.
Yeah, second now.
Yeah,
I guess you're
Donald
right.
Trump, yeah. Assuming
was the only.
Yeah, was the only one. Yeah, before President Trump.
You just don't see that taking that.
No. I mean, primarily because we elect dudes that are in their 80s, Lance. So
that's true.
It's kind of hard to
We don't have the young strapping war hero running anymore.
That's right. I mean, you have to be an octogenarian to run for president anymore. So it's harder to do. But yeah, President Trump has done it.
So if I asked you though, Grover Cleveland or John Madden, better career?
I'm going to go with John Madden. There's no Grover Cleveland video game.
Yeah, that's always the John Madden answer, isn't it?
And I'm going with Madden. Have you done a movie on Grover Cleveland? I mean, we're doing one on Madden right now with Nick Cage.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine the Grover Cleveland video game? I mean, what do you do?
I don't even know.
Are we going to purchase this state? Yeah, let's purchase it.
Did Grover Cleveland purchase any states?
Well, I think we were in the state purchasing phase back when Grover Cleveland was president. What do you think his greatest accomplishment is as president?
Oh, I don't know. I did read recently that
being the inspiration for Grover from Sesame Street.
It could be it, yeah.
I did read that George Washington had I don't know if it was 600 or 60. It was probably 600,000 acres of land when he passed away.
How many acres?
600,000.
That's a lot, yeah. He became the first U.S. president to be filmed. The first U.S. postage stamp to honor Cleveland appeared in 1923. He had stamps. That's something Aden Holloway didn't
He looks
have.
just like the guy that in Office Space that created the jump to conclusions map.
Yeah, that's him. You're absolutely right. The jump to conclusions map. I don't
He was
know.
on the $1,000 bill, short-lived.
I'd take any of those you can give me.
1928 to 1934.
I still never understood how we had that currency back then. Like now, it makes sense. Like you go to lunch, you spend $100.
Yeah.
So like you could spend a $1,000 bill now, but how back in the day did you spend that?
Yeah.
It's also in the New Jersey Hall of Fame, whatever that's worth.
I mean, if you're a two-time president, you've got to be in the Jersey Hall of Fame.
I would think
Depending on,
I bet Bon Jovi's over him though.
Oh yeah.
What about Springsteen?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Depending on the time, dollar bills could have just been used as like a promise note to like exchange for gold. So 1,000 would have made sense back then.
That's a good point.
What do you think took him down ultimately? I'm not talking about like a scandal.
What did he die from?
Yeah.
I'm going to say he had tuberculosis.
Oh, his health had been declining for several years. Autumn of 1907, fell seriously ill. In 1908, suffered a heart attack, died on June 24th at 71 in his Princeton residence.
Heart attack got him. That's unfortunate.
His last words, quote, "I have tried so hard to do right." Now, I'm sure if I went on this, I could probably clean his last words up, right? So we really don't know if this is legitimate, although Wikipedia is kind of the gospel to us.
That's right. We trust what Wikipedia says.
That's true.
4th down.
How long do you think American Express has been around?
American Express. I'm gonna say they did something before credit cards, so it's gonna be a surprising amount of time. I'm gonna say since 1893.
I was thinking 1894. So.
Wow, that's weird. Yeah.
On this date in 1850, American Express was founded by Wells Fargo.
Okay.
So if I asked you guys, what is the best customer service experience you've ever had? Mine is American Express. They are spot on. You can understand who's talking to you. And they are quickly to the point. You don't have to wait on automation. If you want a customer service rep, they will get to you. They answer the questions. They're kind. If you get cut off, they call you right back. I think they're the best in the business.
Better than DirecTV?
Just a tad bit. Just a tad bit, Forster. DirecTV was all about volume. Like, hey, look, we'll get as many people in here. If we piss some off, so be it. American Express wants to retain their customers. I mean, do you guys have an example of really, I mean, it's tough in 2026 to have really good customer service.
The only thing I can think of is like places like Disney World or Universal. Like they go above and beyond to make sure you're happy, and they really should because you're spending a ton.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, for the volume of people that come through there. But
they can do it the same way DirecTV. They're still going to get people there.
They are, but for the volume of people that come through
Flags.
and the elements that could lead to people getting upset, as good as Disney is as customer service is pretty remarkable. I would agree with you on that. And it's in the parks, it's in their hotels. I mean, they do a really good job of that.
Especially with the lines, because like that's prime time. Florida heat
right.
in the summer.
Or
wall
rain.
line.
Yeah, a rainstorm can come up out of nowhere. So, ride breaks down. I mean, they do a really good job with it.
Are there any airlines that are good now?
No, I don't.
I mean, seriously.
I think that industry is the customer service left a long time ago. I will say this. You've never been, and I may be the only one on the whole panel that's been. The customer service at the Masters is outrageously good.
I would expect it to be.
Another one where even if it sucked, people would still line up and pay a ton of money to go. But it is so incredibly good. Like, you can't. I mean, they've got, rules and regulations like Disney they want people to follow, but I would compare it to Disney. Like, everybody's friendly, nobody's yelling at you, you feel like they're very happy for you to be there. And their prices, it's been much talked about how low their prices are for like food and beverage and stuff. But customer service at Augusta is tremendous.
I have always heard that. Never been.
I hope to find out one day how it's like when you're playing the course, not just visiting the course.
I'd also like to add Champy's Chicken to the list.
Oh,
great service there.
There's no doubt.
Megan, do it. Incredible job. What about AMC Theaters?
No, not really.
Not at all.
Just to me. Everybody else, they struggle.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's it. That is 4 downs. We still have a lot more to get to on the show today. We will do trash today. If you missed our bracket punishment announcement, we've got 3 phases of it. Phase number 1, there are 2 punishments for second and third place on this show. Whoever finishes second among the 3 of us in our bracket challenge will either choose from, did we determine it's 10 Ubers or 5 Ubers? What did
10 Ubers over a month.
10 Ubers
so you
over
can
1
knock
month.
it out in one night if you wanted. We just got to have quality content from 10 different ride shares, right?
So 10 Ubers. The loser has to do 10 Ubers or a calendar shoot. And the calendar shoot will be determined what you have to dress each month by our audience. We'll get the best suggestions, and somebody will do January through December embarrassing shots. The back room loser among those 3 has to do the 9 beer, 9 hot dog challenge during the show. So you got 3 hours to consume 9 beers and 9 hot dogs. So that's the back room portion. So we've gone from don't even know if we're going to have a challenge because we can't find a good one to actually 3 challenges, which is pretty remarkable. I mean, we did that overnight.
And this could be the last year ever for the challenge.
If you missed the show yesterday, we all agreed among us that the bar by you guys and by our show and whoever else is responsible has been set extremely high that it becomes more and more difficult for us to hit the bar every year. And unless we find something that's really good, this may be it. This may be the last
we're going to have
ever.
to go skydiving or swim with sharks to really keep raising the bar.
That's it.
But for the Ubers, should we make it weekends? I think we'll get better content out of it.
I don't know. Thursday
and
night.
Also more people needing an Uber.
Thursday night you get good content from the Lakeview District. Yeah, you never know. So that's the challenges this year.
Have you ever done Uber?
No, I don't. I'd never liked driving people. I would not feel comfortable doing that.
I wonder how extensive the sign up is.
Not very.
Not very?
I
Pretty
was
easy?
I was approved through the same process to deliver McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
So
people or McDonald's, you said I'll deliver the McDonald's, not the people. Yeah.
Easily.
I can understand that.
The bags of burgers don't talk to you.
Very interesting, the content we should be able to get from that.
Yeah, we'll do our best to do that as best we can and get some good content. It's dependent on who you pick up.
So there's no way one of us could compete in the Iditarod, right?
I would say no. You literally could die, Lance.
That'd be good content, though.
That would be
If
great.
one of us died?
content.
The Iditarod.
Yeah, the Iditarod. I mean,
that seems miserable. I want to go to Alaska at some
seems
point.
miserable?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a guarantee it's miserable.
Let's
you,
see.
You got a bunch of dogs pulling you on a sled through the bitter cold. Yeah,
It
that seems
seems miserable. There's a bunch of dogs.
Pulling a sled through the bitter cold was the rest of that sentence. Yes.
So former reality TV star Jesse Holmes cruised to a repeat victory in the Iditarod roughly 1,000-mile sled dog race in Alaska. Lasted for more than 9 days, him and his team of 12 dogs.
9 days. And they got to care for all the dogs. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. They camp at night, don't they? Care for the dogs.
Well, if I'm doing 12, I'm taking 12 Vishalas. How do you think that would go?
Oh, you'd be all over Alaska. We'd see Lance's mountain. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that. I mean.
Damn, 9 days.
Yeah.
That'd be tough.
All right, so that's our bracket punishments. As we go to break, walk-ons, great place to go. You like going to walk-ons?
Oh, yeah, almost had an opportunity to go by there yesterday. I'm actually meeting friends there tomorrow to watch a first round of the NCAA Tournament. Great place to kick off all of your tournament action is walk-ons with their fantastic food. Their sliders So freaking good. I like that tuna bowl. I mix it up. Some of the wraps there, delicious wings. JT, Jack Taylor always goes with the boneless wings there. They've got a fantastic beer selection, great bartenders. Stop in to one of those 3 great Birmingham locations. Go see Matt Roth and all the fine folks at Walk On Sports Bistro.
And right now, a great time with Urology Centers of Alabama with the NCAA Tournament tipping off. If you've been putting off that vasectomy, guys, what better time to be stuck in your chair on your couch than through March Madness or the Masters or the start of baseball season? It's a great time to do that with Urology Centers of Alabama, but stay on top of all your urological health with Urology Centers of Alabama. 205-930-0920 to make an appointment. 205-930-0920 or urologycentersalabama.com. That's urologycentersalabama.com to find a Urology Center of Alabama location nearest you. Our NCAA Championship elimination is next.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Looking for the ultimate weekend in Birmingham? The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix is back at Barber Motorsports Park, March 27th through 29th, bringing big energy, big crowds, and unforgettable moments. It's more than a race. It's a full day of excitement, family fun, food, music, and world-class competition, all set on one of the most beautiful venues in racing. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix at Barber Motorsports Park. Get your tickets now.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this superspeedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
It is the Champies Hour. Doors are open at Champies World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119, or right there in Alabaster. Our buddy Sterling and the entire crew there at Champies World Famous Fried Chicken, there to feed you today. You go by and enjoy some of those great hand-breaded chicken fingers, the great drinks Megan slings at the bar there, the tamales, Mississippi Delta recipe, the po' boys, the great desserts, all right there with our buddy Sterling and the great crew at Champies World Famous Fried Chicken, champieschicken.com, champieschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Huge mistake. And the chat room says LT's dogs would take him into the wilderness of Alaska against his will, and he'd be their final meal. That's how that would end. Bullet and Chili would have you for dinner.
They know better. Bullet is too big of a fan. I will say this. I did pull it. How many humans do you think have died since the race began in 1973?
So it only started in 73?
Yeah.
I would have thought that had a longer history than that, the Iditarod. I would say in 50 years, you've had 8 humans die.
I'm going to go 24.
No human has ever died.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, the unfortunate thing, dog deaths are more than 150.
That's all the time. I mean, how
that's sad, though. Yeah, that is. I mean, it really is.
Daniel says the Aerial America about Alaska explains the Iditarod. You know, I thought I had seen every state of Aerial America. I don't remember that part.
You say that. I don't remember. I don't remember seeing Alaska or Hawaii. I think I've only seen the lower 48.
Did they not do that one? I mean, they had.
Well, I mean, apparently
it's
they did.
Aerial America.
You know, it pops up now because it was on Smithsonian, but I think like CBS has got rights to it now.
Oh, do they?
I think so.
Aerial America is a Saturday morning tradition in the Brown House. I turn it on. I've seen them all, but I just have it on in the background because I love the guy's voice, and it's just like peaceful television.
Oh, and it's so educational.
It is.
That's where I learned about Jack Trice Stadium.
Yep.
Yeah,
Me and you
in
both.
Iowa.
It's episode 47 of season 1,
So
the
they were
Alaska
like,
episode.
Guys, we're almost out of states. Where are we not going? Alaska.
Have you ever watched it, Tyler?
I have not.
Oh, it's
Great
really,
show.
really good.
Great show.
It's available on Paramount Plus.
So the dogs, back to Chili and Bullet, have watched it, but I told you my routine when I leave them by themselves is they get this AI, YouTube, rain, and they've gotten really, really cool on the look, whether you want to be at a lake cabin overlooking the water with a fireplace and rain coming down, or if you want to be city view, but they love that rain in the background.
I like the one in the cave with the rain outside.
Are you talking about the cave that's got like glass in it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's a very Game of Thrones looking lair. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to clean up your
yes
the first four, the play-in games?
Yeah,
Yes.
because we've got 2 more of those tonight.
That's right.
And you know the one that everybody is going to be more excited about would be Miami of Ohio at 31-1, taking on SMU. But I said that there was a little bit of run for the play-in game. At least one team that has played its way into the 64-team field, advanced to the second round in 12 of 14 editions. So at least 12 of 14.
advance.
Win a game. Now, the furthest they've ever gotten, you had 2 teams that got to a Final Four. And we remember VCU in 2011 and then UCLA in 2021. So that, they don't make deep runs, although that's pretty deep for teams that weren't getting in tournaments to go to Final Fours, but they do traditionally have success in the first round.
All right, here are some stats, and then I'm going to give you the NCAA Tournament Eliminator, and I'll show you the 8 teams that meet the criteria that have determined.
Yeah, and I'm going to write
the
down and
national
see if I can get
championships.
the
All
8
right,
teams.
You get the 8 teams. Now, these criteria, some of these are.
I get it.
Okay. You're going to write that down. I want to ask you a quick question, so let me do this while you write that down. I'm going to tell everybody about our friends at NASCAR. The Talladega Super Speedway is where NASCAR is coming back to. 877-GO-TO-DEGA. Or TalladegaSuperspeedway.com for the Jack Links 500 weekend. It is coming up at the end of April, 25th through 27th. You can get all the information and reserve your spot right now, either camping or in the infield or in the grandstands at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. I say this all the time. If you have lived in Alabama, the state of Alabama, for any amount of time and have not been to a race at Talladega, you are missing out. It is an incredible time. 24th through 26th of April, the Jack Links 500 weekend, Talladega Super Speedway. Enhance your weekend with the garage experience. It is the most immersive in NASCAR. It cannot be beaten. 877-GO-TO-DEGA or TalladegaSuperspeedway.com. Do you have your 8 teams?
I have got my 8 teams. I've got 4.
Okay.
I've got 4 1s, 2 2s, a 3, and a 5. So we'll see how I do here.
Couple stats.
And I don't even know what the criteria is.
Couple stats. I know. Here's the criteria that play into it. Let's go to, let's start right here. So every national champion since Ken Pom started, which they've been around like 25 years, has entered the NCAA tournament either in in both of these, the top 57 of offense and the top 37 of defense. Now, let me quickly say, you may have heard, wait a minute, I thought they were top 40 offense, top 20. That's by the end of the tournament. But every national champion has started the tournament top 57 offense, top 37 defense. So here are the teams that meet that criteria. They are. Scott, did Brooks? Oh, there we go. Okay, so, they are.
Okay, so I've got the 4 1s. Florida, Arizona, Duke, and Michigan have to be there.
Yeah, they're all in this. Michigan, Duke, Arizona, Florida, Iowa State, Houston, UConn, Purdue, Illinois, Gonzaga, Virginia, Michigan State, Kansas, Nebraska, Tennessee, St. John's, Louisville, Texas Tech, Vandy, St. Mary's, Iowa, Villanova, Kentucky, North Carolina. A lot of teams right there, okay? So all those teams. Now, there are some notable omissions.
Okay, my 8 are all in that group.
Yeah, there are some notable omissions. Alabama, not in there on defense. Arkansas, not in there on defense. Wisconsin, not in there on defense. So there's some notable omissions that you look at and you're like, where are those teams? They're not in there on defense, all right? So every national champion since the start of Ken Pom, if you give me 2 seconds, I'll tell you when I think it was 2002 Ken Pom started. 2002. So this goes all the way back to, we're going on 25 years of this. Every one of them has entered the tournament in the top 57 in offense and top 37 in defense, all right? Next slide. Every single national champion ever has won their first conference tournament game. So here's who you just eliminated. Texas Tech lost in the Big 12 tournament. St. Mary's lost in the West Coast.
Didn't have either.
Michigan State.
Did not have Michigan State.
I know. Some people will fight for Michigan State. Lost in the Big 10. Illinois, out. Lost in the Big 10
Did
tournament.
Did not have Illinois.
Nebraska. They've never won an NCAA tournament game. They also lost their first conference
Did not
tournament.
have Nebraska.
Okay. Let's go a step further. Every single team that has ever won the national championship has made at least their conference tournament semifinals. That takes out Louisville.
Didn't have Louisville.
And Tennessee.
Did not have Tennessee.
They are out. They did not make the conference
still
tournament
alive,
semifinals.
man.
You're still alive.
Remember the heads or tails that we would play at charity events?
I do.
We
Oh,
just
that's
flip
right. Yeah.
coins.
And you would
Didn't Nick Saban win one year?
Nick Saban won. It was either hand on head or hand behind back or something like that.
It was at the Mountain Brook Country Club or the Birmingham Country Club?
I think it was Country Club of Birmingham.
Yep.
And Nick Saban was the featured speaker. It was the Wedgwood event. We were the MCs, and he actually won it. So basically what it was
it's actually a pretty fight. It sounds hokey, but it goes so quick and everybody's involved, and it really is just flipping a coin and moving forward.
Yeah, Nick Saban was the winner.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny. He got a kick out of that.
So my heads and tails, I'm doing well right now.
All right. Here's the final graphic. Every single champion since 2004. This goes all the way back to 2004. And we've discussed why this might be the case. Every single champion since 2004 has been ranked in the top 12 of the Week 6 AP poll. That leaves these teams. Michigan.
Check.
Arizona.
Check.
Iowa State.
Don't have Iowa State.
Houston.
Check.
UConn.
Check.
Purdue.
Do not.
Duke.
Check.
And Gonzaga.
Check. I had 6 of the 8.
Florida going?
I had, what did I have? Florida was not in there, and St. John's.
St. John's is going. That's what killed Florida and St. John's. They were not ranked in the top 12. That goes all the way back to 2004. Week 6 top 12.
If you've got Florida, like me, winning the national championship.
You're going to buck the trend.
Buck the trend because Florida is such a different team than they were 6 weeks into the season.
Yep. Michigan, Arizona, Iowa State, Houston, UConn, Purdue, Duke, Gonzaga, based on the history of KenPom, the history of the Associated Press poll, and the history of conference tournaments. Those are the 8 teams that meet the criteria to win the national championship.
Boy, it is
the
hard
obvious
to believe.
omission is Florida.
Hard to believe that we went basically the first 2 months of the college basketball season and Florida was not a top 12 team.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'll tell you where they were if you'll give me 2 seconds. Actually,
but again, let's not forget that this is a team that lost in Gainesville to Auburn.
That's right.
Then we got reminded on Twitter this week.
Yes, we did several times. Tell them about Hemp Hill, and I'll tell you exactly where Florida was in that week.
Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954. Whether it's home or business, you need to make sure the weather is able to keep up, or the AC is ready to keep up with this changing weather. Our friends at Hemp Hill Services, they can do that for you. Adam, Chad, Andrew, make sure you tell them the next round sent you. Hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Florida in the Week 6 AP Top 25. Could this possibly be right? Were they unranked?
Wow.
No, they were 18th. I'm sorry, 18th. And they were down 3 spots. So they'd been 15th the week before. They were 5-3 at that time. I mean, it was understandable that they were, at 5-3.
Well, look, and I think there were big concerns with this Florida team when you looked at the backcourt coming into the year. I don't think there was as much concern with Boogie Flan. You knew what a talent that guy could possibly be coming from Arkansas. But Xavier Lee coming in from Harvard, I don't think there was going to be such a drop-off from Walter Clayton Jr. to Xavier Lee.
Those are big shoes to fill, though.
But they lost to Arizona by 6. They lost to TCU, another tournament team, in the 8-9 by 4. They lost to Duke by a point. They lost to UConn by 4.
5-3. Those are 3 pretty good losses. There's some good losses in there.
Yeah, like really, really good losses. And then when you get into conference, you lose to Missouri, Auburn, and then Vanderbilt in the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, this Florida team's still a machine, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is the obvious omission that you would say, well, if there's one team that is going to buck this historical AP Week 6, AP Top 25 Week 6, it's going to be the Florida Gators this year.
How
but
deep
it's
do you
also,
have them
it's
going?
I don't have them in the Final Four.
So
that's
Florida
going
is
to be a
going
dividing
to be that
line.
team.
Yep.
So who's your team? Houston?
Illinois.
Ooh, good luck.
Well, we'll see, Lance. That's why they are they still playing the tournament?
They are.
They're still playing the tournament.
I know you're going to get by Penn.
We'll see. You never know. There's no guarantees in this thing. You want a couple more stats that you might find interesting?
Would love a couple of more stats.
13/4 has happened 24 of the last 40 tournaments. 24 of the last 40 tournaments. One of those 13-4 games, by the way, is Alabama Hofstra, which is probably becoming a popular upset play with Aden Holloway's absence. What 13-4 do you like best?
Well,
now, I don't think it happened last year. I don't think we had one last year.
We just had Dalen Cuff.
Yep.
Or is it Dalen?
Dalen, yeah Dalen Cuff.
We called him Dalen the first time, didn't we?
We did. That was 100% on me. And he was very kind in saying, hey, you called me the wrong name like 7
Dalen
times.
said, I don't know how many times he referenced the spread and how he had
a lot more than I thought he was going to.
Had action on these games, but he said he took Hofstra plus 13.5.
Yeah.
So he thinks that they're going to be able to slow it down and hang with Alabama.
Your 13-4s are, 24 of the last 40. Cal Baptist playing Kansas. I saw...
These, by the way, would be massive upsets. I got your 13-4 numbers. So as you go through it.
Cal Baptist. Oh, how big a dog is Cal Baptist?
I mean, Kansas is 14.5-point favorite. And I'll tell you, Bill Self has lost in the first round before. A guy that has won multiple national championships.
But when you're losing to a team named Cal Baptist.
Yeah, in their first ever NCAA appearance.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think the roster difference is money-wise?
Oh, between Cal Baptist and
Kansas is a $20+ million roster.
Yeah,
right?
I got to find Cal Baptist in the Torvik because I was looking at one of their ratings today. I was watching it was a TikTok video, of course, Lance.
Of course.
About Cal Baptist and how, somebody was making the case that this could be a handful.
I'm shocked you couldn't find any good bracket challenges on TikTok as much as you watched that.
I know, you would think, right? A lot of it is just the regurgitation of all these fantasy football things. Cal Baptist is, I think, 11th in offensive rebounds, 15th in effective field goal defense, so they defend very, very well. They're 37th Torvik in adjusted defense. They were basically saying this is a team that's got some length that plays good defense, and that could give Kansas a little bit of trouble. Now their offense is no good. So that's going to be your problem right there. But they were making a case that Cal Baptist, they had the type of makeup that would give Kansas issues. I don't believe in that. So Cal Baptist, big underdog there. Troy and Nebraska. Now, Nebraska has never won an NCAA tournament game, and they are playing Troy.
I've got Nebraska making a little noise in this tournament.
I got them in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's a different Nebraska team.
Yeah.
I think Fred Hoiberg can use this as motivation. I don't think Troy's going to sneak up on them, although people are playing Troy a little bit. This number's dropped from 13.5 to 12.5, but still, Nebraska out of the Big Ten is a 12.5-point favorite. This is the moment you've got to advance in this tournament.
The analytics don't like this Troy team, like the Ken Palms and all that. They're in the hundreds. So this is not a.
Oh, I think Troy's going to get dusted.
Yeah, by Nebraska. As good a job as Scott Cross has done. That's a heck of a coach he's going against there, Fred Hoiberg. The other 13-4 that is not Alabama is Hawaii, Arkansas.
15.5, by the way, the Hogs. Just
a tough sell on me on this one.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what would have to happen.
Hofstra and Bama is a tough sell too, with or without. I mean, with Holloway obviously, but without.
It's dropped 2 points.
What's it 2 now?
11.5.
11.5. I just don't think it's easy. These are the things you say now and you regret saying. I don't think you're going to get a 13-4 upset. 24 out of 40.
Do not think you are either. And we kind of reference this, and I think a lot of people are talking about this. Now that we're kind of getting more and more established in NIL, how many of these upsets are we truly going to get? I think it is smarter if you're playing percentages to play chalk in this tournament if you're trying to avoid A, driving an Uber, or B, doing a calendar shoot.
Or paying your friends or whatever the case might be. Here's a Big Ten stat that blew me away when I saw this morning. Since 2012, the Big Ten has been in a 7-10 game, either the 7 or the 10, 19 times since 2012, okay? There's only one this year, UCLA. I saw you looking. UCLA is in the
7-10 in the East over Central Florida.
Yep. 19 times since 2012. This will be the 20th time. So in the other 19 games, what do you think their record is in the 7-10 game?
In 19 games, I am going to say they're 9-10.
Try 18-1.
Okay.
Does that baffle you?
I was wondering why UCLA got taken so quickly in our draft yesterday.
As the 7th seed in those 7-10 games since 2004, they are 12-0. So as the 7th seed, the Big Ten is 12-0, and they are the 7 in this game, by the way. UCLA playing Central Florida. 7-0 since 2004, 18-1 since 2012. That is a remarkable stat.
Okay, do you happen to have this stat? I bet you don't, but I'm going to throw it out there. Maybe Brooks can find it. If not, it might be difficult. I don't know. But going into the tournament, SEC teams that have been 1 seeds since we expanded to 64 in 1985.
Okay.
How many have gotten to a Final Four?
I don't have that stat.
Because obviously, if you're the 1 seed, you're favored to win your region and get to a Final Four. So I'm just
quickly 2 I can remember: Auburn and Alabama. Unfortunately,
well, last year Auburn and Florida.
Yeah. Got to it. I'm saying Auburn and Alabama did not. The Cliff Ellis Auburn 1 seed lost to Ohio State in the Sweet 16. And the Alabama 1 seed lost to San Diego State in the Sweet 16.
Brandon Miller.
Yeah, just 2 quick right off the top of my head that did not make it.
But last year you had
2.
And both
Kentucky's done it a number of times.
Has been a 1 and not made it. Is what you're saying?
You're saying 1 and not made it.
No, yeah.
1 and made it.
I mean,
Either
1
way.
and making it or not. I just wonder if I'm sure there's somewhere we can find there's been, 41 teams that have had 1 seeds and,
how many SEC teams have even been a 1? Like I know Florida, Alabama, Auburn, Kentucky.
I think Tennessee's been a 1.
Arkansas has been a 1.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's been a 1. I mean, I'd say maybe half the conference. Texas has been a 1.
Texas has been a 1.
I do have a stat graphic I'm working on right now of SEC Players of the Year whose teams have also made the Final Four. It's only 12 of those.
So that'd be Acuff?
That would be Acuff this year. We just had it last year with Janai Broom. But prior to that, you had to go all the way back to Sindarius Thornwell at South Carolina.
Are you kidding me?
That was such an incredible. Where's Frank Martin now?
Oh, he's coaching Temple.
There's some fun names on this list.
Yeah. No, real quick though, Brooks. He's coaching Temple. He was the guy that upset
UMass.
I'm sorry. Thank you, guys. UMass. He was there. We were watching him in studio. Was that Friday when they upset Miami, Ohio?
No hair, no eyebrows.
No hair, no eyebrows. Frank Martin upsetting Miami, Ohio. Yeah.
But you remember that South Carolina run? That was out of nowhere.
Oh, I think that was the only tournament he made at South Carolina.
That's what's so fun about this tournament.
Seed.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're going to get that this year, but after you fill out these brackets and you've got skin in the game and you look back, why did I not have South Carolina going a little deeper?
Why would you have? I mean, that's what you always look at.
You're always kicking yourself in the ass.
Yeah. What on earth made me want to have them?
I just remember you year after year. Purdue. They're not going to burn me again.
Yeah, Purdue, and they burned me time and time and time and time and time and time again. And then I finally got off them, and they make the Final Four.
Where do you have them this year?
Purdue, Lance. I have losing in the Sweet 16 to Gonzaga.
Oh, me too.
Yeah,
we really got the same bracket.
Other than Illinois, apparently.
Yeah, Illinois and Florida.
Yeah, Illinois and Florida.
South is going to decide something between you and I.
I would say so. I've got a fairly significant. It's not too significant. I got. Well, yeah.
How far do you have Tennessee going?
Sweet 16. They beat Virginia. They lose to Iowa State. I got Iowa State my Final Four.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a big game for us if Tennessee makes it that far.
Yeah.
I think Iowa State, you can almost pencil them into the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
I took a flyer on Tennessee. I wouldn't be shocked if they lost game 1, game 2.
Don't you hate it when you do that?
It's going to have to be sensational.
Yeah, I'll tell you another game that's going to separate the men from the boys in our bracket. I still don't have Dunaway's. I don't know if he's landed yet, but I texted him. UCLA, I've got upsetting UConn. Do you think Mick Cronin will find something to bitch about if they upset UConn?
I do.
Will he complain?
I don't see that. I would think right now, as soon as I say this, UConn's basically 21-point favorite over Furman. UCLA's 5.5-point favorite over Central Florida. I would list UConn right now 6.5 or 7 over UCLA.
Yeah, and think about how many 6.5, 7-point teams you've seen win outright this year. It's all the time. So it's not really that crazy. I mean, I agree. UConn is obviously a very good basketball team.
I've got UConn in the Final Four.
Oh, no. Well, that's definitely.
But I wouldn't mind seeing them lose. And I don't want to drive an Uber or do a calendar shoot, but I wouldn't mind seeing Dan Hurley go out second round.
I mean, is there a more miserable coaching matchup than Dan Hurley and Mick Cronin?
No.
How awesome is that coaching matchup in round number 2? There will be nothing but complaints. Like the arena could be plated in gold and the food could be from heaven itself.
Yep.
And those two would be complaining about it.
Yep.
The gold was too bright and the food was too heavy.
Yeah, and even in a win, whoever wins that game in Philly, they'll be bitching about it.
Inverness Country Club bringing you part of the show today. I'll be out there over the weekend, tomorrow and over the weekend.
Oh, you will not be playing today?
Maybe today, maybe this afternoon, yes.
Okay.
We're going to see if we can work it out.
I want to take that off the table. What is the temp going to hit today?
It's going to may touch 60. We may kiss 60 today.
Okay, there you go. The Inverness Country Club, they've got memberships that fit everyone. Maybe you play golf, tennis, the social membership for you and the entire family. Child care is such a big plus. Maybe you work from home. What about working from the club while they keep your kid right there on site at the Inverness Country Club, a newly renovated fitness center. They've got great dining. Best days happen at the Inverness Country Club. For more information and to take a tour, ICCalabama.com. That is ICCalabama.com.
Somebody asked in the chat room, did you see Sean Miller go off on his assistant coach? If you didn't see it last night, the kid that made the shot that an assistant coach thought was a buzzer beater, still a second, I think they had 1.1 back on the clock. Assistant coach runs out on the floor until another one grabs him and pulls him back, and Sean Miller lost his mind.
He can melt down.
But it's supposed to be. I mean, I don't blame him. That should be a technical.
I don't know why I've always thought this was Sean Miller. I've never shaken his hand before.
Yeah.
But he looks like one of those that would have clammy palms.
Tyler, can you go? I'm sorry to do this to you. Can you go to the Sean Miller cut? What cut is it? Cut 9.
He's always a shade lighter. Look, I'm very white this time of year in March before I get out in the sun.
Yeah.
Actually, he's got a little more color than he usually has, probably just after the game. But he always looks like he's got a little cold sweat on him.
Well, I do think he's a sweaty guy. Didn't he sweat through? Didn't he have a real bad sweat issue at Arizona for one of the games, and his shirt was sweated right through or something?
I mean, I know Pearl did.
I can see it. Look at the difference in color in the top of his hand and his palm as soon as that task bar goes away.
So that makes it a sweaty palm, you think?
Yeah, I think overly sweaty people, you see they have real pale palms in comparison to the rest of their hand.
There are two things I never forget about meeting somebody. If they've got the clammy hand or it's a weak grip.
Bad handshake.
And then the breath. If you got bad breath.
Yeah, it's tough.
But, those two, that it sucks because you just have an off day with the breath.
That's right. Yeah, you just had a bad lunch or something like that, or What'd you say?
Oh, yeah, Brooks has a good question.
Is it pale or is it glistening? Because
it could be.
It's got a sheen to it.
Yeah,
That's how you can make it.
No, he looks, sheen to it.
This
like,
is
like he just put lotion on it.
This is his Mike Shanahan name your tan coach. This is about as dark as Sean Miller gets.
What'd you call Mike Shanahan, the tan rat?
Well, I didn't call him that. I think it was Rome used to call him that.
The tan rat.
Yeah.
Mike Shanahan. That was the weirdest.
I mean, that son of a bitch was he'd
It
be in a
was.
blizzard in the AFC Championship
There would be like
game.
snow sticking to his big bushy eyebrows, and he's tan.
Yeah, he
as
looked like a Slim Jim.
Middle of the summer. Yeah, it's the weirdest look.
But that's as dark as you'll see Sean Miller, but he's got that kind of pasty look. I bet he's got a clammy handshake.
The old clammy hand, Sean Miller. Well, he was getting all over that assistant last night.
Do you think he has bad breath, too?
I don't know about that. But
I think he's probably got good breath. But those coaches, I feel sorry for the girls that got to do the the interview going into the half because the coach been yelling the whole first half. You know they got to have bad breath.
Well, think about a player with mouthpiece in.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be rough. I mean,
got to be rough. I do think Sean Miller will end up taking Texas to heights as good as Rick Barnes was that they've never been before.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. We will.
I mean, and if he doesn't, then I think it's safe to say that Texas is a more difficult basketball program than we believe.
Yeah, there's something there we just don't know about, right? All right, don't forget the Kalshi bracket. Scott has had it up on the left of the screen the entire time. On the show today, your chance to win $1 billion in the Perfect Bracket Challenge from our friends at Kalshi. Use code TNR when you sign up. Lance, it is absolutely, positively free. All you can do is win.
Yeah, you got to be 18 plus, one entry per person. As you said, it's free to enter. Kalshi's bringing back Warren Buffett's 2014 Bracket Challenge with a $1 billion prize for the perfect bracket. 63 games, 9.2 quintillion possible outcomes, one perfect bracket for $1 billion. But I think on top of this, the most important thing, $1 million is going to the best bracket. Look, if in the event of a tie, they're going to split that million up, but you have an opportunity to possibly have the best bracket out there, win $1 million. They're also going to donate $1 million to charity. Very important. First thing you got to do, Brown, is download the app that is Kalshi and then put in that code TNR.
That's right, code TNR, and you can get that Kalshi $1 billion perfect bracket challenge, $1 million to the top scoring bracket. They'll split that among those tied if there is a tie, and $1 million to charity from our friends at Kalshi, Kalshi.com, or the Kalshi app, with code TNR. We got trash coming up this hour, as always, presented by our friends at Champy's, world-famous fried chicken. Sterling and the crew right there ready to serve you at Champy's. Doors are wide open. Champy'sChicken.com is where you go to see more, but you can just head down to 119 in Alabaster and enjoy a great lunch from our friends at Champy's. Everything from those great chicken fingers to the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales, the po' boys, all right there with our friends at Champy's. Champy'sChicken.com, Champy'sChicken.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at Champy'sChicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Ain't no party like a Dega party. The noise, the chaos, the will to survive. The biggest, boldest, brashest, fastest, and most intimidating track in all of NASCAR. Only one place calls that home. At Talladega, anything can happen. And at this super speedway, everything usually does.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Talladega Superspeedway, April 24th through the 26th. Get your tickets now at TalladegaSuperspeedway.com.
We continue on The Next Round, Tournament Eve, NCAA Tournament Eve, unless you count the play-in games, which I do not as part of the NCAA Tournament, but it is NCAA Tournament Eve. So here's another, just real quick, I'm gonna pull this up. Another thing I always look at, it feels like early in the tournament, you get just a random upset in that first window. I haven't even really looked at the first window yet, but it feels like that first window produces an upset every single time. And I'm going to tell you who's in that first window, and you tell me the most likely upset. There are 3 possibilities that a lot of people like. You got TCU Ohio State. That's an 8-9 game.
Yeah.
First game out of the chute, CBS. That's not an upset.
Yeah, I've got Jamie Dixon and TCU advancing. I don't love that play at all. They're catching 2.5, but I've got them ultimately losing to Duke in the second round, but that's not an upset either way.
Nope, not an upset. Troy, Nebraska, True TV, 11:40 a.m.
Would be a massive, just devastating loss for Nebraska, considering the fact that they have never advanced. Yeah, that would be a big upset. I don't see it, but it would be a big upset.
This is about as sexy an upset pick as you can find out there. It is on TNT, South Florida, Louisville. If you missed earlier, Mikael Brown, the Louisville star freshman, is not going to play in the first 2 games as he nurses this back injury. So assuming Louisville advances, he will not even play in the second round game. But he is not going to play against South Florida either. That was already a sexy upset pick, 12:30 TNT. Even sexier, I would imagine, now with that news.
I mean, I could see it. You and I talked about it. We both have Louisville. You've got Louisville making a little bit of a number.
Well, I did
without your best player, it can be difficult, and South Florida's peaking at the right time. So, and that number's only 5.5.
Yeah. And then High Point, Wisconsin.
Do not see that one at all. I mean, look, the number's only 9.5. I just think Wisconsin's a really good team. They got 10 losses. I get that, but High Point, 30 wins this year. That would be I mean, that in order, though, I would go South Florida over Louisville, High Point over Wisconsin, although don't feel good about it at all, and then Troy over Nebraska.
I mean, I've got the spread at 4.5 Louisville. Is that right? That's not even that big an upset. I mean, that's a big seeding upset.
So it's dropped a point, which makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it opened at 5.5. It stayed at 5.5 until the
Mikael Brown
news. Yeah.
So, I mean, it feels like I don't have any stats to back this up. I know I gave you a bunch of stats last time. I've got none to back this one up, but it feels like that first window produces an upset.
It does.
It feels like there's always that one game that you can latch onto in that very first Thursday window that you're like, I did not see this coming. Or you're like, man, I finally have picked the right upset. You got some possibility. It's almost like TV knows this, and they've given you 13-4 Troy, Nebraska, 11-6 South Florida, Louisville, 12-5 High Point, Wisconsin. Let's see if we can steal an upset.
I think it was a couple of years ago where we didn't get any of those in the first round.
Yep.
And you're like, damn, what's going on? You kind of, not that people are still going to be in tune. You're still going to fill out your brackets. But to really get the March Madness going, you want that upset in one of those first windows.
I vividly remember, in fact, where I was watching, was it Furman that upset Virginia?
Yeah, we were at the upstairs bar getting ready for we were doing a promotion with Bud Light.
That's
that was
right.
3 years ago.
Yeah, it was when Alabama and Auburn were playing at the BJCC at Legacy Arena, and we were down with a ton of fans. I remember watching that one. As I remember it, that was the actual first game.
It was the first game.
The very first game that tipped that day.
But they had that Fletcher kid that really didn't miss. Fletcher McGee.
Something like that, yeah.
And, boy, they played well down the stretch. But that was still a big upset.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest upset we've ever seen was Virginia losing to UMBC.
I remember watching that one home, and then I remember another Bud Light promotion when Purdue lost as a 16 seed. I remember right where we were. We were at in the bar in the Westin with Bud Light. I cannot remember the name of that bar. You know what I'm talking about? Downtown, the Westin downtown.
Yeah, the
Todd English Pub was the name
Todd
of it
English
then.
Pub.
So you get those occasions. That was a night game there. Hey, from the first sip of coffee to your late-night movie, Alabama Power has your back, working hard to keep everything running smoothly, using the latest tech to keep outages at bay, offering free tools to help you save energy. With teams available 24/7, 365, you can count on Alabama Power to do everything in their power to power everything you do. Check out alabamapower.com to see how they're making the services they deliver even more reliable now and for the future. Brooks had done some homework. Tyler, if I could get Brooks' microphone, he had done some homework there in the break on Lance's question about SEC 1 seeds. What did you find, Brooks?
Yeah, so specifically regarding Florida. Florida is 3-0, or gets to the Final Four all 3 times so far that they've been a 1 seed.
So they deliver. You make Florida a 1 seed, and they deliver.
Yeah, 2007, which was the year they repeated. They were a 3 seed, the first national championship they won. Then 2014, they were almost the number 1 team throughout the entire season that year, made it to the Final Four as a 1 seed. Last year made it as a 1 seed, so
you can't do better than 3 for 3.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat that. Yep.
But yeah, that was I was specifically looking at Florida. Alabama, as you mentioned, did make it the one time they were a 1 seed. Auburn have they been a 1 seed other than the 2 times last year and then the one back in the
in 99, 98?
I think that's probably the only 2 times they've been a 1 seed, so they're 50-50 on it. So,
not as easy as it looks, is it? When you get that 1 seed. I mean, even the 1 versus 8-9 winner feels like it's become a trickier game over the years. I don't know if you agree with that. Like, I mean, Duke's got to play. I got them playing Ohio State. Did you say you had TCU in that game?
I got TCU.
I mean, Duke, Ohio State, not.
I don't see it.
I mean, I don't see it, but it's not a layup. Florida playing. I've got them playing Iowa.
I think your best chance, if they get past the Billikens, they've got enough firepower that maybe they could play with Michigan. I don't see Clemson or Iowa beating Florida. I don't see Villanova or Utah State beating Arizona. And I don't see Ohio State or TCU beating Duke. I think the best chance would be Michigan falling off, but I don't see that. I think all 4 are safely into the second weekend.
Yeah. I've got them all into the second weekend. In fact, I've got Arizona and Duke playing for the national championship. That's my Final Four, by the way. Duke, Arizona, Illinois, Iowa State.
Duke, Arizona.
Illinois, Iowa State.
Okay. I've got Florida, Michigan, Arizona, and UConn.
Wow.
So we do have a lot different there.
Wow. UConn is going to be a line of demarcation for you and I, as I have got Mick Cronin upsetting them in round number 2.
Well, also Illinois.
And then bitching about the upset. Yeah, Illinois over Florida. Oh, it's so much fun. I got stopped in the hall. One of our friends across the hall comes out. I'm coming back from the bathroom this morning. She comes out of her office and goes, "Who am I picking in UCLA, UCF?" And I was like, "What conference are they in?" "I don't know.
Yeah.
Just tell me who to pick."
It's not important.
I said, "Take UCLA." I didn't give her my stat that UCLA is in a situation where the Big Ten's almost unbeatable in those situations. So I did not give her my stat, but I told her, just go ahead and take that one. All right, it is time for Trash. Today, Trash is going to be sponsored by our friends at A+. That is my guy, Brad Bell. Brad Bell was the guy that when it came time to redo the master bath in the Brown house, my wife scoured the internet looking for the right person for the job. Brad was the name that time and time again she came back to. So she had him come look at our job, and the first thing he said was, "What do you want the job to look like?" And we said this, and he goes, "Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it your way." Brad specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. That's his specialty. Not say it's all he does, but it is his specialty, and he can do that for you. 205-422-1758 if you want to talk to him about your job, 205-422-1758. But if you want to see more about what they've done, just go to alabamabathremodels.com. That is alabamabathremodels.com. It is Brad Bell. You could see more, alabamabathremodels.com, and have Brad come put those finishing touches on your home. Make your home look better with our guy, Brad Bell. alabamabathremodels.com.
Well, you're one of the top players ever to play. Well, you got a Warbird. The game is easy when you got a big ass, Dick. I can promise you that.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends from Bud Light. Boy, that was a quick turnaround right there.
Yeah. There was a comma in that sentence. You don't hear the comma.
So somebody from Calhoun County got stitched up after being hit by a phone.
Wait a minute. We have Calhoun County in trash?
Yep.
I don't remember.
I just came across this earlier today.
I don't remember Calhoun County ever being in trash.
Riley Green left bleeding after a disgruntled fan threw a phone at him on stage. Now, in a video posted to social media, the country star was caught off guard while performing at the Margaret Court Arena in Melbourne, Australia, when a phone was suddenly thrown from the crowd, clipping the musician in the air.
I've actually seen this video, and it's disgusting, really. I mean, what kind of idiot would throw a phone?
I don't know why this has become a trend. Like,
is this happening a lot?
Oh, this has been happening for a few years
it
now.
has.
People throwing their phones,
onto the stage. I guess they're hoping that
make
the
a
artist
selfie and throw
will
it back?
take a picture and throw it back.
Yeah, what's your
but
thought
then,
process there?
What's the logistics on getting your phone back after the concert?
So a shot Green paused the show, asked his crew to turn on the house lights. Effort to identify the thrower with the help of the crowd.
Oh, he
Green
did.
pointed to the fan, threw him out of the show. Here we go. It's coming up. He says, quote, "This one right here, get his fat ass out of here."
That's what he
Go
said.
on. After the fan was escorted from the arena, Green, who wasn't aware of his injury, thanked his fans for support. He apparently got 5 stitches.
Man.
I saw one guy get hit
Scott,
with a
do you
phone.
have something pulled?
It's up.
Oh, we can't see. I
don't know why it's not showing.
Oh, there we go. We got it now.
Yeah, there it is.
Blood. Yeah, blood running down his ear. Yeah.
Little trickle there.
Dare I say, one of his idols would say you can't keep a good man down.
Yeah. Well, I would think Riley Green's a guy that can handle himself.
I would think so.
I've been in. I went to an Eric Church concert one time. He sings a song called "These Boots," and he will hold up a boot from a crowd member. And then the concert I was at, a bunch of people drunk. Several ladies began just throwing their boots on stage at Eric Church.
Yeah, they used to throw different things on stage. The ladies did.
I'm sure. I thought you were going to say they were drinking out of Eric's boot, which I'm sure
they
would do that too.
in a heartbeat. Yes.
I saw one artist get hit with a phone at a show I was at, and then he just turns around and punts the phone behind the stage.
That's what should
You're
happen.
risking that.
Yeah,
that's what should
I'd
happen.
smash the hell out of the phone. Or actually, it would be an easy way to get whoever threw the phone, right?
You're going to know who it is.
We all remember the viral monkey punch, right?
My oldest daughter brought Punch up. She was in town. She was on spring break, Anna Kate was, and she brought him up, and I said, "Oh, he was in trash the other day." She goes, "Oh, I love Punch."
Everybody loves Punch.
That's I sent you the wrong trash. We held yesterday's trash. I resent it this morning.
Oh,
no,
is this today's trash?
I've got a mixture. We're not going to be able to get to all of them.
Oh,
So
I
is that
gotcha.
okay? So
Yeah,
I don't know what's in
which
order.
one do you have the? Which one do you have the photos for?
All of yesterday's trash.
All of
but
yesterday's.
I can pull up Punch.
Well, I mean, I can go back. I'll save today's for tomorrow and yesterday's for today. How about that? How about a tourist? New York City. Is it a taqueria?
A taqueria, like
the taco places?
Yeah.
They are no longer in hot water after a judge ruled against a German tourist who sued the restaurant for selling salsa that he alleged was dangerously spicy. This is such a poon move.
It really is.
I mean, look, you're
just order a different salsa.
Right, and if it's too hot, don't eat it. But this is Fecal Man sued the Los Tacos, #1, for $100,000 in damages after he allegedly experienced gastrointestinal problems, high blood pressure, and, of course, emotional distress.
Of course, emotional
from eating
distress.
spicy sauces at the New York restaurant. Now, Mars, a sales engineer from Germany visiting New York City at the time, alleged that the restaurant failed to warn customers about the spiciness of the sauces. After eating them, a man said he also had tongue blisters. I find that hard to believe. Anyway, they threw this shit out.
So I got those from Sour Skittles one time.
Yeah, that does that. It's the weirdest thing, isn't it?
Well, it's because that texture, right?
If you eat too many sour Skittles, it'll burn your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes it a minute to go away, too. Like, it's several days before you get your tongue back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doubting
I hate that feeling.
It's like
this
rough
guy's
and callous for a
so
bit.
weird.
Doubting this guy's pain. I am not doubting the next guy's pain. This one out of China. A 61-year-old man recently had a sweet potato about 6 inches long and 3 inches in diameter inserted into his ass.
One in a million shot.
That's right. I sat right down on top of it.
Now, it became stuck. He couldn't remove it. He rushed to the hospital in the middle of the night, eventually had to undergo surgery to remove it. According to the director of the Department of Proctology at this particular hospital, the man inserted a sweet potato into his rectum at 11 p.m. and sought medical attention at 4 a.m. due to his unbearable pain. Initially, the man did not realize the seriousness of the problem as he attempted to resolve it himself. However, the rectum was compressed, causing congestion and swelling. The pain intensified at 4 a.m. Although embarrassed, the man can no longer endure the excruciating pain. He rushed to the hospital because sweet potato was too large. Doctors tried various methods, including crushing it, using a wine opener, but failed to remove the foreign object. Finally, the doctors performed a conversion to open the abdominal surgery to successfully remove the sweet potato. By the way, doctors warn that inserting foreign objects into your ass is very risky.
Don't need to be told
they
that, but they
discourage
do.
this.
I wonder what their stance is on wine openers
Yeah.
up the bum, though. I thought that was an interesting decision by them.
Yeah, I would
like,
say.
open it up and pop
Well,
it open.
I don't understand
It's a
it.
confusing X-ray.
So this is the sweet potato.
Yeah, I'm aware of the sweet potato, but which side is his
Yeah.
butt? The right side or the left side?
I think in the bottom part there.
Yeah, it's going to be the right side.
Okay,
This
then right
is
there.
its
Okay,
spine, it looks
that's
like.
the spine, and that's the coccyx.
Yeah, you just don't see the actual hole there. I think the little thing at the bottom there looks like a tail. That's the old tube, the old poop
Yeah,
tube.
and the front, that'd be his gonads, right? The white thing.
Man, at first glance, it almost looks like an ultrasound for like a baby.
That's true. He's pregnant. No, sir. It's
I
sweet
mean,
potato.
does he get shit for the rest of his life?
Yes, he should. I mean, the nicknames his
Sweet
buddies must
potato
have.
in the ass.
Or maybe none at all if he kept the sweet potato in there. So.
The rock and roll origin story of Bon Jovi is coming to a screen near you. The founder and frontman John Bon Jovi is on board. Rolling Stone has confirmed the film is in the works with the singer and songwriter's involvement. Universal Pictures producing the musical biopic, the latest in a string of music-focused films that include Eminem and 8 Mile and Straight Outta Compton back in 2015. Now, according to the report, the Bon Jovi production will have access to the music library of the New Jersey group. Docuseries also involved John Bon Jovi, who sat down for interviews in the documentary about Bon Jovi 2024's Thank You, Good Night, the Bon Jovi story. Now, this film will cover the band through Slippery When Wet, its third album that featured the stadium anthems, Living on a Prayer, You Give Love a Bad Name. I don't know. Who plays John Bon Jovi?
Has not been announced.
I mean, who would you cast as John Bon Jovi?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm looking at him and nobody.
He kind of looks a little bit like a younger Lance Taylor to me.
You know, I think
same jawline, especially with the sunglasses on.
I think the guy in it was He was the guy that had the DeLorean in the bad movie, The Wedding Singer. He looks a little like John Bon Jovi, but he's probably way too old to play John Bon Jovi.
I've learned John Bon Jovi's a bit of a polarizing band. I don't know how you guys. Where you stand on John Bon Jovi. Tyler is thumbs down. Scott, John Bon Jovi or no? Brooks,
I'm medium on them.
You hear this, Lance?
They got some good songs.
Yeah, I mean,
I like John Bon Jovi.
I'm probably a little higher than the Back Room, but
I liked Bon Jovi.
I mean, if I listed my top 50 bands of all time, I don't think Bon Jovi would be in
it. Would definitely not be in mine.
Yeah, I don't
even think they cracked my top 100.
Yeah. I will say that with my wife being from New Jersey, being up there a lot, they have like a weird, over-the-top allegiance to artists from their area. I've never experienced that really down south, where I'm just a fan of someone because he's from where I grew up from.
I mean, he said what? Awful, awful songs. When Levee Breaks. Nice guy, terrible band.
I mean, they do look ridiculous.
Just awful. Shot to the ear. This song is so lame, you give rock a bad name. Man, I did not realize they were this polarizing. I thought John Bon Jovi, and I don't know why I can't say it, I thought Bon Jovi was universally just accepted. Like, that people just liked them, maybe didn't love them, but liked them.
I've always thought, like, somehow they were the only band cornier than Kiss.
I
never saw them as corny. Why?
I don't think they're as corny as Kiss.
Yeah. Why? I never knew I was on such an island with Bon Jovi.
It just feels like, I don't know, like they're just wearing a costume just for the sake of it. Like, there's no thought behind any of it.
Yeah, but I think they probably, I mean, if you ask them, like, your stardom, it's great, but did they really think that they're accomplished musicians? I mean, they are, but I'm just talking about, like, critically acclaimed, like, is Richie Sambora one of the best guitarists out there? Is John Bon Jovi one of the best lyricists? I mean, how deep were the lyrics?
Yeah. I'm with Tyler, though. I've always thought the Kiss gimmick was a bit cheesy.
Yeah.
And I never loved their music either, but I thought the whole makeup thing and platform shoes was a bit cheesy.
I never understood how, like, a lot of people who typically gravitate towards metal will have, like, such an affinity for Kiss.
Yeah.
Because that's always just sounded like disco to me.
He said what? Says, rest assured, Brown, if you like a band or a movie, it's terrible. He's probably right.
Yeah.
It's a good line.
I mean,
Bush would agree.
Have we come up with a movie for you this week?
I mean, I'm not going to watch it, but no.
No, I'm saying, like, is there something that has jumped out that you haven't seen?
What, that Tyler's mentioned?
No, I'm just talking about, is there a movie that we've brought up over the last 3 days on the show that you haven't seen?
Oh, yeah, some I haven't seen, but none that I'm going to go see or make an effort to see. Memento. Because people have told me, as much as I like Inception, that I would like Memento. So I think I'll try to watch that at some point.
Again, back to Christopher Nolan, the concept of time. I've got it on DVD, but
I don't have a DVD player. I'm
yeah.
sure I can find it somewhere on streaming.
I'm sure you probably. You know, it's amazing. There are certain movies you can't find on streaming, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I wanted to watch the original Heartbreak Kid. I don't know if you guys have seen the one with Ben Stiller, Malin Ackerman, that they redid. And the first 30 minutes is hilarious, and then it's absolutely awful. But Charles Grodin was in the original, and I've always wanted to see it. You can't find it anywhere. So, I mean, there's certain movies you just can't find. I'm going to do the kayakers for the end here. So 2 kayakers in Canberra have an unexpected encounter with a hot air balloon, which knocked them into the waters of Lake Burley Griffin.
Oh, my gosh.
Eric Vu and William Lamb were out for an early morning paddle on Saturday to watch the first day of the annual Canberra Balloon Spectacular. During the festival, hot air balloons take off from the Patrick White Lawns in the National Triangle Precinct, with some flying low over the lake and skimming the water beside kayakers who have gathered to see them. Mr. Vu and Mr. Lamb were busy snapping selfies from their kayak when they turned and noticed one of the balloons approaching. Quote, "We were really excited and said, oh, it's going to fly over ahead of us." The men were both wearing life jackets and escaped without injury or losing any belongings. In fact, they managed to record the incident in the moment they went underwater.
I'm going to say, first people in the history of the world to be hit by a hot air balloon while in a kayak.
Yep.
I think they've got the record.
Yeah, I've always said everything in the world has been done at least once. I don't know if this was.
Yeah, I think that was the first time. We just saw it.
Do you guys like kayaking?
Never been kayak. Well, I've been whitewater rafting. That's the closest I've been to kayaking. I've never been actual kayaking. I love whitewater rafting.
Much different. I like whitewater rafting. Do not like kayaking.
I have, on the other hand, been in a hot air balloon. Complete waste of time.
I will not do that.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, nothing. There's no joy in that.
How
one.
high did you go?
I don't really know. Like high enough. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Several hundred feet, I guess. I don't know. But there's no payoff.
I mean, is it pretty sturdy in the basket?
Yeah, I mean, it is, but it's a weird feeling.
I mean, would you
so
get in the
exposed.
basket with Mike Elko or Josh Heupel? And
No,
on one
not
side
at
and you're on the
all.
other?
Not at all. I think if you got
Gonna need to pull that rope.
If you got them and they're going, you can't get it off the ground balls.
Can you fit a cooler in there?
think
That's all I got. We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
The rest for tomorrow. That is trash. Hey, a reminder, the Indy Grand Prix of Alabama is coming back to Barber Motorsports Park March 27 through 29. It is the Medical Properties Trust. Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, powered by AmFirst. 3 days of high-speed action featuring the fastest drivers in the world from the IndyCar Series. Enjoy the Kids Zone, food trucks, beer garden, fan zone, and more. Kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now for the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. All right, so tomorrow, NCAA Tournament Day 1.
Did you get Dunaway's Final Four?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if he texted me.
But we haven't seen any breaking news nationally, right?
I did see a tweet from about 3 hours ago from Jim's account.
Okay.
So I'll consider that proof of life.
Do you ever type a text in and think you sent it, but it didn't send?
All the time.
That's what just happened here. So I've just now texted Jim.
Sounds like an excuse, but I know you were actually trying to. No, I'm saying normally for somebody that's like,
yeah.
Man, I had you. I was responding to your text, but I just forgot to send it.
I was doing it in the course of the
Sometimes
show.
I'll look at a text because I get the notification, but then the notification goes away, and I'll be thinking of a response
100%.
because I
Yep.
want to actually give a good response to that person, and then I won't see the notification, and then they get no response.
Especially in the course of the show, if people text me, I frequently respond in my head and never go back and respond.
Yep.
That time in the course of the show, I typed the text, thought I hit send, and I didn't. So I have now sent it. Hopefully, we'll have it tomorrow. We'll have his bracket tomorrow. We'll know. All right, that's going to do it for the show. We'll be back with you on Thursday, 9 Central, where we'll be talking about the NCAA tournament. You can get in that Kalshi $1 billion perfect bracket contest right now at Kalshi.com. Fill out your bracket at Kalshi.com, code TNR, or the Kalshi app. Your chance to win $1 billion. Best bracket's going to get $1 million. Split among all the winners if somebody ties. And they're going to give $1 million to charity as well. That's our friends at Kalshi. Kalshi.com or the Kalshi app. You can do that right now with code TNR. Thank you for joining us on the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon.